1 second. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Okay, I think this should work. Okay, I think I should be live right now on Twitch and YouTube. I think that should be the case. You guys are currently seeing Twitch chats. Let me see if I can get Truffle Chat to work. It's not popping up though. Do you guys see me? Hello? Hello, is this thing on? I should be live right now on YouTube and on Twitch if I did it correctly. What is up, chats? Welcome back to the streams. How y'all doing today? What is up? What is up? We're live on both right now. What is up, chat? How's it going? Welcome back to the streams. Okay. Look. Thank you for the Twitch subs and the members. let me show the warring factions real quick. Let me just show you the warring faction. I don't think I set this up correctly because I've never done this before. Does it sound fine on both? The audio's a bit loud, right? Let me turn the music down a bit. I think the music... Okay, that's probably better. The music's probably better now. I think the music might have been a bit loud. Hold on, let me turn myself up a bit. Hello, is this me? Yeah, that's me. All right, I'm gonna turn myself up a bit. Okay, boom. Look at that. Look at that. You got YouTube on the right, Twitch on the left. I think that's probably right politically as well, no? What is up? What is up? What is up? Guys, which website do you think is better to stream on? Which website do you think is better to stream on? I'm curious. YouTube. Twitch. Yeah, man. It's like asking each Super Bowl participant who they think will win. Chat, what is up? We are live right now on both websites, and we gotta talk. We gotta talk about some things today. We have some stuff to address. Probably not gonna be too long of a stream today. I don't know if you guys saw the Mogul mail that I posted, the tweet that I posted, or the Offbrand post yesterday, but we had some really sad news about Offbrand Productions I want to talk a little bit about. We also need to talk about how this streaming thing's gonna work, a plan for 2025, and also a plan for the rest of this month about League of Legends. So a lot of things to address in this stream today, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will have questions. Will there be yet another unpaid intern? What is gonna happen to members? What's gonna happen to Twitch subs? Is Riot specifically targeting you to make sure that you don't rise in the ranks because you actually look pretty good when you play the video game? These are all things that people think that we're going to address today. Okay? You get me? Does everybody get what I'm saying here? These are all things people think. But first, before we jump in, I have to say thank you to everyone who is subscribing. Thank you to everyone who's becoming a member. All right. If you guys haven't started your day off by checking to see if you have a Twitch Prime available, you can. And on YouTube, you might have noticed that I have canceled, and not only canceled, but refunded the people from the Parasocial Club. The Parasocial Club, if you don't know, is like a $6 membership that I had on YouTube, separate from the $1 membership of just normal members. I removed the $6 membership. The simple answer being, I'm not delivering on the $6 value. And I don't plan to. I don't think I will have the time to. Like, I don't think that will shift. So I removed the Parasocial Club, and we still have the $1 tier available. And I'm going to keep that one up, which you still get all the emotes and whatnot and what have you. But I feel like it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Thank you for all the primes. Appreciate it. I am done. 8 ads. Oh my God, 18 ads. So they still hate the ads over on Twitch, eh? They still hate the ads over on Twitch. Okay. Now, if you guys didn't see, Charlie posted a video today. We're going to watch Charlie's video. I'm probably also going to react to my own Mogul mail to give some more insight about the what happened over at Offbrand. And I think that's the main game plan. That's my main game plan is to we have a couple of videos to react to today and some things to talk about. Bro saw Charlie's video and decided to multi-stream. Well, let me be clear. I don't think I'm going to be a multi-streamer. And we're going to talk about that when we watch a video. I haven't even watched the video yet. I am mostly doing this on both streams because today it's like LeBron James. Today is the decision. Okay? Because today we got to decide. I can't keep fucking, you know, I can't keep fluffing you both and finishing neither of you off. You get me? And I don't got enough to finish you both off. So we're going to answer who. This is way too sexual of a reference and like an analogy. Basically, we have to make a decision on where we're streaming. Okay? Does that make sense? That's really all I needed to say there. I don't know why I said it so sexually. That's because I've been watching slime all day. He's rubbing off on me. Out of curiosity, though, type 1 in chat. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. First one on Twitch, 3 seconds. Okay, about maybe a 5 so the delay on YouTube, I would say, is about what? 2 seconds later? 2 seconds? Seems like, if I had to guess, if I was a betting man. We win easy. We're just slow. Okay, I don't think the collective people of YouTube are just slower. Which chat's moving faster? Now we are a bit slow. Yeah, Twitch is always going to be a bit faster. Even though we have more viewers on YouTube right now. Okay. All right. We don't got to dilly-dally too much. The first thing I want to talk about is Offbrand. All right. That's the first thing I want to talk about. So let me pull up the tweet. If you guys haven't seen, I tweeted about it. But Offbrand posted this yesterday. Oops, that's not right. There. They posted this yesterday, which was an announcement that we are shutting down the productions side of Offbrand, the productions and event side of the business, because frankly, it's not sustainable. It is losing too much money. We weren't able to keep it running. We tried as best we could, but it has not worked. Offbrand Games has worked. It's been very successful. Our first game published, Rivals of Aether 2, is doing great. Thank you to everyone who's bought, played, or watched Rivals of Aether 2, and is excited for any future games that we got. I use Offbrand for the marathon, and I love them. Sorry to hear this. Thank you, Senna. Yeah, it's sad. It's for sure sad. But appreciate everyone like Senna who's worked with us, or maybe just even y'all who watched an event of Offbrand, because shit, I mean, someone made a thread on my Reddit, but we actually, a lot of shit happened. Like, the team did a lot, man. The team did a lot in the short time like the 2 years. Someone made a list. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Here's the list. So a lot of things happened in that time. Don't say who the fuck is Senna. Don't disrespect Senna here. We're going to be nice. But anyway, I made a Mogul mail about it as well. That went a little more in depth. I think Should we watch that first? Do I even need to watch it? Maybe I just talk about it. Have you guys seen have you seen it already? The Mogul Mail? Have y'all already seen the Mogul Mail? I feel like you saw it, right? I feel like, because it already has like 100,000 views and there are like 17,000 people watching the live stream. So I assume if you are live stream watchers, I don't fuck with the Mogul Mail guy. Okay. Okay. You don't have to say that. I saw it on Slime's stream. Slime on the scene. Let me see. Oh, let me try this out. All right, we're going to try this out for today. Hold up. Otto made some shit that combines both chats. Let me see if it works. Whoops. All right, let's see how this works. Pause, champ. Oh, I have to download it? Otto, is this a bug? I have to download it. It's a download. Okay, I'm going to message him. What's the password? Because I don't download random things from random people. He could have been hacked. I'm going to ask him what the password is. Because Otto would know the password. Pause. Penis. He got it. Son of a bitch. How did he know the password was penis? Installing right away, my liege. Installing instantly. Okay. Yeah, it is time for a new password, I guess, now, too. Hey, bro, not sure if you're going to see this, but I want to thank you for your streamer guide video. You're awesome. I started streaming this month, and I've been doing CTFs every day. CTFs, call to fruitions. Still on the way to being in the top 10 in the software category the next 3 years, but thank you, man. And can you make a video about stream stuff like hype trains, etc.? Please and thank you. All that nerd shit kind of, you know, proves itself over time, if that makes sense. Like, you don't have to stress too much about all that stuff. Okay, add at Ludwig. Does this work? Oh, wait, what the hell? Wait. Can you guys see? Oh, wow, it's tiny, though. We'll half it. Can you guys see this? A lot of subs. A lot of you're my mans. What the fuck? All right, let me make it even bigger. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. It's a little low res. Maybe 200 by 450. Could work. How many subs am I getting? What the hell's going on? It looks low-key ass. I think it's a bit low res. It works better for me than it works for y'all. That looks fine. No? Isn't that fine? Looks blurry. Ain't it fine? It works for today. It works for today. Are we backed up on notifs? What the hell? What? Oh, TTS.
Ludwig, the very fast speed of Twitch chat is causing me a headache. Is there any way to slow it down? Thank you, Ludwig 7.
No, there's no way to slow it down currently. Is there a way to make this bigger, Otto? Otto, it is... Because I actually can't control plus here either, Otto. I won't lie to you. I am getting old. I'm getting old, chat. Okay. All right. He's increasing the font size. Pause. Pause, champ. Bro, honest to God, maybe quintuple that shit. Just straight up. Just straight up, maybe quintuple that shit. Okay, it's gonna take him a second. All right, that's Gelato. Don't worry about it. I'll swap it on here. I'll swap it to Twitch chat for now. Guys, can you please not spam the chat? My mom bought me this new laptop and it gets really hot when it's being spammed. Please, if you don't want me to get burned, then don't spam the chat. Stop typing red wave on YouTube. What are we fucking doing here? What are we fucking doing here? We believe in giving you the freedom to simulcasts on services, but we want to ensure Twitch user experience is not being compromised. You do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services on your Twitch stream during your simulcast, such as merging chat or other features, to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of your experience of your live stream. Are you telling me the liberals over at twitch.tv won't allow me, a right-wing YouTube streamer, to combine chats? Is that real? Is that real? Since when? Eh? Dan, fix that. What? That's a dumb rule.
Thanks for streaming on YouTube, bro. Twitch folks, less ads here on YouTube.
Okay, well, don't know if I'm perma-streaming on YouTube. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But the first thing I want to do is let's watch the Mogul Mail. We're going to watch the Mogul Mail, and then we're going to watch the Charlie video, and we're going to talk a bit about multi-streaming, and then go from there, okay? All right, chill. Let's first watch the Mogul Mail. A couple of years ago, I made a video on this channel called My Plan to Quit Streaming. Y'all hear this? In that video, I talked about how I started a company called Offbrand with the idea of making events for not just myself, but other creators. Y'all hear this? And that company was mostly made up of former Beyond the Summit employees. Unfortunately, yesterday, we had to announce that we were closing down the production side of Offbrand. Too loud? I'll turn it down a bit. Same shirt, Lamau. I recorded it today. Bro. We released a statement that I'm going to read verbatim because it's pretty well written. When we started Offbrand, our plan was to help creators bring their ideas to life. For many creators, we did that, and we're proud of everything we helped create. Our people worked hard, and we made amazing content, but we failed to make the events business sustainable. And as a result, we made the difficult decision to shut down that side of the business. Offbrand Games isn't going anywhere. That's past me. This is current making events through Mogul Moves. But we want to thank everyone who supported and watched the events we helped produce. If you're looking for talented folks in production, please check out. We have a sheet that has I'm the real one. A lot of the people listed. I've already had a lot of people personally reach out interested. So if you're hiring, reach out fast. Please. I would love if you did that. Now, this video is absolutely not to garner sympathy in any way, shape, or form, but it is more so to answer questions about how we got to this point, and then some just general like misinformation I've seen, to respond all of it in a one-stop shop. And today on stream, we're going to add some more details. I didn't want to go into all of it on the video because it honestly felt a bit convoluted at points, but we'll talk about it a bit more today. Posted talking about it on stream every day. Now, the first thing I see a lot of people talk about is somehow connecting this to the structure of the company and it being a co-op. The most annoying people in the world are going to blame this on Ludwig turning Offbrand into a workers' co-op. I've seen a lot more people worried about these type of people than those type of people actually existing. But I mean, simply put, this is almost completely irrelevant to the structure of the business. The structure of the business, in fact, is also still in place, right? Offbrand Games is still a co-op, and it would only ever change if all the employees wanted to change that. But the real issue was the business model. Now, the business model wasn't... Yeah, it's obviously ethical reacting, obviously. Look, I'm not the biggest waffler alive. Okay, first off, focus, folks. Focus, folks. This is important stuff we got to talk about today. We announced this yesterday, and I actually think what I've learned through this process is that I don't think anybody knows how a co-op works. I think people hear co-op and then they almost become like rabid McCarthy era people, whether for or against. They're just like, it's a damn co-op. That means you can't hire or fire unless everybody's on the same page. In a co-op, you can literally murder the CEO and then they will pronounce you, Luigi, the new CEO. They can't do it unless you get voted out, which is just not how it operates. Because otherwise, you would make no progress, right? Like, you'd make no progress as a company if every decision was voted on. It's more so that every person has an equal share to vote on stuff, and they can recommend items when it is time to vote, but there's still a board who operates like day-to-day procedures, right? Because otherwise, you just wouldn't. You would move so insanely slowly. You know, they figured this out when they moved the world from a democracy to a republic. And then the other value is that if there's upside, everybody shares in it. Now, unfortunately, obviously, because we were losing money, there was not upside to share in, but that is the reality of it. Working, wasn't making money. And the main difference, if you have like a traditional S corporation as opposed to a worker co-op, is it's easier to get outside investment. True. But I don't think outside investment would help a failing business model. And we know that because it happens all the time. Like esports, they have a bunch of outside investment, but when that VC money dries up, it shows that the underlying business model isn't working and they have to change their business model. We did that without the outside investment. And of course, outside of the downsides are also shared. Yeah, but they're also shared in a regular corporation, right? Investment can help like with an initial runway because, you know, so you're just pretending to be communism. I got no dog in the socialism communism race. I frankly, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like the goal of the co-op is not to be a leader politically. It is to make a company that people like working at. Really, that's it. That's like what matters, you know? That hopefully, if we're able to be successful with Offbrand games, people will like working at for 10, 20, 30 years. That's it. Most businesses don't make money in the first year, but instead of finding that money from the outside, I personally invested. I used my own money. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The next thing I see being asked a lot, God, that sucks, but they got to do what they got to do. They put on amazing stuff. I wonder what Germa's going to be up to. A lot of people are curious what Germa's going to be up to. And Germa's talked a bit about this on his stream, but about 6 months ago, I think, maybe a little more, Germa stepped back from Offbrand Productions to just deal with some stuff in his personal life. He was an irreplaceable part of Offbrand. Like, he adds
Shout out Germa.
Creativity that I think is one-on-one.
Which
I don't
chat
think
is he
I've
reading?
ever
I'm reading
seen it
both
in
right
another
now.
human. You don't get Doug Shovelthon without the mind of Germa. You don't get like unpaid intern without the mind of Germa. He's a super talented guy. But as far as like, you know, does this mean he's a full-time streamer or whatever? That is for Germa to speak to. But it shouldn't functionally change how his life was operating in the coming 6 months based off like the past 6 months when he initially stepped back to like have some more time for himself. Hope that makes sense. Next thing I'm seeing. Yeah, Germa's Germa. You know what I mean? Like I won't speak for Germa, and I'm sure Germa will talk about this whenever he next goes live. But like, it's not like Germa was trapped in the basement of Offbrand Studios, and now that the production team is over, he is able to escape his jail cell and stream every day. He's very much been able to do what he wants to do. Don't say sure. He has not been trapped. He's not been trapped. He's been fed very well. First off, he's been fed very well. Sometimes even getting meals twice a day. And don't say Dobby is free. And it'll be up to him what he does next, which I'm sure he'll share with his chat when he's ready to. In a bit of, is this because the YouTube contract is over? Kind of the same answer as the worker co-op versus the S Corp. The YouTube contract allowed me to have a lot more money to like invest in places, right? And invested in various things, whatever. So I don't have a big sum of money to, you know, keep it rolling for a year, 2 years, whatever. But even if I did, you know, whenever that money runs out, again, underlying business model was not making money. So let's talk about why it wasn't making money. Now, a lot of people are hypothesizing that it's because events don't make money, but that's not actually true, right? They don't necessarily sometimes make money for me as the creator directly. You know, if I spend like, I guess a good example, $1.5 million on chess boxing, but
That's
I
real.
only
That's how much it
personally
costs.
make $1.25 million back.
That's real.
You might
That's how
think
much
of
I
that
made.
as a $250,000 loss for me. And like, oh, why is Ludwig running events? That's bad for him. But you can, or at least I can, maybe safely assume that, hey, I might make $250,000 of extra value as a creator because I have grown as a result of doing this event, right? This is the biggest event I've ever done. It has the most eyeballs. And over the course of the next 5 years, that $250,000 will come back through like the extra growth that created. So I don't mind that loss. And the production company doesn't have that loss, right? They are a production company that itemizes the amount of costs that they had to bear, including employee time, and then covers that cost sometimes with like, an additional like service fee. So they are not losing money. In fact, those are the best months is when there are huge events like Streamer Awards or a HS Boxing. The issue isn't the events, it is the time between events. Yeah, okay. This is the big thing. I think I saw a lot of people online being like, of course, Let It Go talks about how events lose money. But when I say events lose money, usually I mean it for me as a creator, that individual event in isolation lost me money. And it can range from like, an event maybe loses 10K to an event loses like, I think at the worst it ever was like 250K. But you could also then make the argument that, it actually technically didn't lose me money, right? It's like it's investing back into the business. When I do streamer games, like streamer games, the most viewed thing I think I've ever done. I think straight up. Like I think the clips from streamer games on SportsCenter has probably been seen by more people than anything else I've ever done. Apparently it was on my cousins in France told me they had it on French national TV. They had a weird sports segment and they played the Simon Says clip. And so you could argue like, yeah, like maybe that loses me individually money, the guy paying for that event to happen, but I make it back in the long run. It does not lose the production company money to make an event. Oh, Point Crow, thank you for the raid. Thank you, Point Crow, for the raid. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. My G. But yeah, that is a misunderstanding of like where the difficulties come in running a production company. Because it's not from an event loses money. It's from you're losing money when you're not doing an event. So if we had a Streamer Games, a Streamer Awards, a Sea Dog charity auction every single month, or even 2 a month, that's what the team is capable of handling and would also need to handle to be able to sustain itself. So the issue was less that events don't make money, but more so that the appetite from creators for events of that scale at the cadence it would need to be would not allow people to be employed full time. It only really makes sense for like contract work. And you can kind of see that the appetite isn't there if you just look at the biggest streamers in the world over the past year on Twitch. This is like the top 15 creators on Twitch.
I gotta check my Discord.
And you can see here, nobody except for Kai on this list is doing big events. I guess Tarek is doing Ludwig Tarek 3 and a few other things to his credit. And like almost all big events, I think, come from non-English speaking streamers. Like I think the French streamers are doing some crazy shit. I think the Spanish speaking streamers do some crazy shit. I've seen the Portuguese speaking streamers do some crazy shit. But like the English speaking streamers, I don't think really do a lot of events. I think the only people I see do it is like OTK, Cutie. I do some. There's some one-offs too. There's some one-offs. Kai, of course, yeah. Kai for sure. But the examples are very few and far between. And I think the amount of people who are doing events are also decreasing. Like I think a lot of people who used to do events perhaps more regularly do them less now. Like Point Crow used to do them a bit more often. Austin Show used to do them a bit more often. Wubby used to do them a bit more often. Doesn't anymore. Doug. A lot of people do less and less. Because I think, you just look at the economics of it and it doesn't make as much sense. It doesn't make it. What Point Crow needs to do is not fucking spend all his time and effort and money running an event. It's run a fucking Pokemon. That's it. I mean, frankly, that's it. If he wants to have his best YouTube video ever, all he has to do is beat a game of Pokemon. That's the truth. That's the goddamn truth. Okay? It's not putting in any six figures into any. That's it, baby. That's it. Come on. You know, and I think that's the case with a lot of people on this list, which is why a lot of people on this list don't do events. Hassan did that show with Twitch, but for the most part, most of these people are just in their bedroom every day, and their costs are like what it costs to keep the lights on and have internet running through their computer. That's about it. There are very few creators who are interested in, spending $250,000, $500,000 to do some random cool shit that at least, some big event or whatever. They'd rather do it from home. And who can blame them? I think they're doing that because that's a reflection of what the audience wants as well. All right. If you look at the best streamed event nominees for 2024, it's a lot different than it was a few years ago. It doesn't mean it's.
You're so dumb. Can we not be serious for one day? For one day, can we not be serious? I pull up this fucking video and I look to chat and someone says, is this to distract us from his league rank? No, it's not. We'll talk about that later. Be serious for a second, man. I'm asking for a second. Worse, it's just different. Like the road trip to TwitchCon, that was a fucking banger stream. But the reality is NMP set up all the tech for that. And it's like feeling like you are a part of this road trip with these people with maximum chat interaction, as opposed to something like Streamer Games, which is like, kind of like a fun knockoff Olympics with a bunch of creators, but you don't get that interaction that I think a lot of people vie for when they're watching. Deadass best streamed event might not even be a category. It might not even be a category in a month. Who knows? Or not, sorry, in a month, in a few years, watching streams. And so I think there's like a general shift that creators are doing that is a reflection of their audience's appetite. Now, we were able to make a lot of cool shit happen in the 2 years that we existed, starting from Mogul Money Live, which is kind of like the first event that then started the snowball of Offbrand. And we did Juice, chess boxing, Germa's Christmas special, like 3 Ludwig Tareks, Pog champs. But you'll notice a lot of these are just my events. That's just the fact. A lot of them are my events. And I, unfortunately, although I wish I could be, am not a big enough creator to be able to sustain all of those full-time employees. I'm just not. I tried, man. I tried to do every big event I possibly could, and every cool thing. I worked as hard as I ever have this past year, but like maybe only Kai is big enough to be able to do that, and has the appetite to also do that. Yeah, I think realistically, it would need about 4 Ludwigs. It'd need about 4 Ludwigs. Because you need to be able to do just huge scale events every month. And I think we had made some progress, right? Like we had done Streamer Awards, Sea-Dog Charity Auction. We had a lot of like also brand work, really successful, really profitable brand work. But you just need so much. And we couldn't get it done in 2 years. And so it's like, how long do you give it to see if you can get that done? And we didn't have enough outside streamers. That guy is the same way as me.
To be able to fill all those gaps between the large events that we did do. All right. I hope that makes sense. That's the general issue. Now, again, Off-Brand Games isn't going anywhere. Okay. Off-Brand Games is going amazing, honestly. Like Rivals of Ether 2 has been a blast to publish and promote and like play. Although at times it's been sad because I dropped down to silver. But I enjoyed a lot. And that part of the business, we are going to keep going. All right. We have a lot of people still on that team. It's just the production side, which is changing. So for me personally, it's going to be switching to more contract work and also switching, I think, the style of events that I do. For example, I did 2 events in the past month. One is World's Greatest Gamer, where I got all the greatest gamers in the world. I flew them out. They drove out 20 people, put them up in hotels. It was a 2-day event, streamed it, and Void eventually won. It was sick. That peaked at about 30,000 viewers. It was a lot of fun to do. The other event I did was League Week.
It was in this exact room. We had a pretty cool set. Me and Connor played League for 100 hours straight. I won as many games as I lost, and we peaked at like 38,000 viewers on just my stream. I think 50 across both streams, which is crazy, right? It's crazy because the cost of League Week is 20 times lower, but I think reflects what audiences want, which is like maximum engagement with their streamer. Yeah, this is so true. Like, when I do events, I think a lot of you guys don't tune in because you kind of just want me to talk to you in chat. And you don't get that when I do an event because I'm too busy hosting the event. You know what I mean? So a lot less people tune in. Now, if the event is like sick enough, then I think enough people throw it on their fucking TV or whatever. Like Streamer Games. Like Streamer Games got over like 100,000 viewers because I think that's like sick enough that it's like, yeah, I'll fucking tune in. But I think World's Greatest, a lot of people like foregoed watching it and then maybe had the mentality of like, A, I've already seen this. B, I'm not interested. C, I gave it a shot but didn't care. Or D, like, I'll wait for the YouTube video. This could be an email, little bro. Because I'm not, at the end of the day, doing what people like for me to do, which is interact with the chat. So I think that's also why like a lot of Kai's events are centered around that. You know what I mean? Like Kai's events, outside of maybe LBA, rarely include him disengaging from his chat. They're just heightened versions of him engaging with his chat. So like League Week was quite eye-opening, I think. And I thought it would do well, but I was surprised how well it did. I mean, really think about this for a moment. I had 30,000 average viewers, peaked at 38,000 watching me play League. You know, and we had some fun shit. There was some fun shit in that stream, right? Like we got the guests, the therapist, that shit was funny. Like Poe Belter, Double Lifts, Captain Flowers, they all did a great job. Still, at the end of the day, this is a silver game of League of Legends, a game historically known for not being a good stream game, averaging 30,000 viewers. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's not even like we made progress. It's not even like people were like, man, got to tune in to see the journey. Because every time you tune in, I'd be the same damn rank. Because Connor fucked me. Okay? Don't need to get into the details, but you know what I'm saying. The fiddler. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Okay? So that was like eye-opening. It's like, okay, you know, like I think I'm a bit of a fucking boomer. I'll say it, bro. I think I might be a bit of a damn boomer. I'm too fixated on like doing events. And part of the reason why I was so fixated on doing events is because I need, or I should say I needed to do events because I have this whole production company. Okay? Like I needed to do events. But it wasn't even making sense for me at a certain point as a creator. You know, and by the way, Offbrand is the one who did League Week. Like I contracted them, but the total cost of League Week, I can tell you, is $25,000. That's like the set, that's you know, paying for like the food, that's paying for like the Ubers, like talent fees, like that's it. It's $25K. You know, that's it. That's a very cheap production. It's a very cheap production relative to World's Greatest Gamer, which is a few $100K. That's a few $100,000. You know, cheap relatively, yeah. I mean, it's not $25K if it's like, you know, you're spending fucking $25K on a Sunday. That's a lot of money for spending on a Sunday. $20K for Ubers and food. No, the biggest cost was the set. The set was $20K. The set was like 22-ish K for setup and tear down on the timeline it was done as well. And then like 2.5K for food, Ubers, talent fees, etc. The set was fire. I agree. I think the set was fire. $833 for LP. Don't do shit like that. Don't do shit. Don't, just as a tip for you in your life as a man, don't break down costs per LP. Because at best, you hurt me, and at worst, you still fucking hurt me. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing events, because I still really like doing things like streamer games. You know, for me, that's like that's like fucking winter vacation when you're in school. It's like that's the shit that I do look forward to doing. So still want to do things like streamer games. We'll still try to do that next year. And other events we will do streamer games
have
next year.
already switched to being done by contractors. If you have a keen eye, you might have noticed the most recent Ludwig wasn't produced by Offbrand. Neither was the LACS Rivals event. That was also not produced by Offbrand. There were some Offbrand employees working on it,
But those events are still going to happen. This doesn't mean that like, no, I'm not doing any more Smash events or any more stream. That's not at all what this means. And at some point, I might talk a little bit more about how this happened so suddenly. But it's because let's talk about how this happened so suddenly. Okay. So there was a pressure to act quickly after receiving this information. The cost mounted quite quickly. All right, simply put. It got to a basically unsustainable point. And I've seen some people give shit for like the timing of this, right? Like before the holidays, whatever, which is fair criticism. We are doing like a good severance package. We are paying people out for the next 2 months. But the reality is if we were to have kept this business going until March, I would not only have enough money, I would not only not have enough money to keep Offbrand going, but I'd also have to shut down Mogul Moves at that point. It was beginning to impact both businesses with just the burden of costs of the production side. Okay. Just to get into like some nitty gritty. My money has been horribly managed over the past year to 2 years. And this transition of Offbrand is not just removing the production side, but also changing the leadership of these companies. Now, we already have Aiden, who has stepped in as COO of Mogul Moves. But after Aiden stepped in, this man discovered a couple of things that were going a bit awry. Okay? Aiden's done a damn good job. Now, Aiden's not doing a bad job. Aiden's doing a great job. Aiden's genuinely like probably the most valuable human to me for my businesses on this earth. But basically, my job has been be big streamer dumbass, right? And I hire other people to deal with other things so I can be big streamer dumbass. Because, you know, if I'm not live, I'm unable to produce money to keep the business running, right? I have to be the coal for the engine. And to be the coal, I have to play League at a silver level. It is what it is. You know, other people have their jobs. That's my job. But Aiden found out through like a process of filling out, I think, his own personal taxes, that we hadn't paid taxes at Mogul Moves in like a couple years. Like the taxes memes were real. I know. Again, I know. Sorry, that's an exaggeration. We didn't not pay for a couple of years, but we missed tax payments along the way during that stretch. Tax payments to the tune of like a few $100,000, right? And we're supposed to be paying taxes quarterly, not annually, quarterly, when you have a business of this size. And so the solution at that point is that we were going to, get some money, because the way I had it set up is that all of my sponsorship money would go through Offbrand. Okay. All my sponsorship money would go through Offbrand, and I would have like a certain percentage for the person who did the sale, then the certain percentage that would go to Offbrand itself. Think of it as like a little fund to keep everything rolling. Well, I found out, literally, I think a month or two ago, maybe 2 months ago, that my sponsorship money has not been paid out to me in a couple of years. And it was basically being used as float to make Offbrand's numbers look better than they were. And so when I found this out, I was like, oh, damn, the books here were a bit cooked. The books were cooked. Yes, sir. The books were cooked. I scammed myself. And then when me and the team did some digging, we were like, this hole is too deep. This hole is too deep. And if we keep digging in this hole, not only is Offbrand fucked, Mogul Moves is fucked. Everyone loses their job. I still have an ability to make money personally. So I'm obviously not as affected, because I still have a viewer base. But just for some like relative idea of how bad it is, it's to the tune of about $3 million. That's the amount of money. Yeah. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And so at that point, it's like you have to act now or this situation gets a whole lot fucking worse. Which is why this might feel like quite sudden. Now, I'm not here to get into like, is this maliciousness? Is this incompetence? Like that stuff I will deal with privately. But I'm trying to paint you guys a picture of the circumstances that led this to happening in the timeline that it happened. Now, I think luckily, like, I genuinely do believe we have a pretty decent severance package and a very good plan for off-brand games still to move forward. And also, you know, the willingness and excitement from the team who is working at off-brand games to make that business last. And a lot of confidence also in that business. No, was it not Germa's fault? Not even a little bit. The sponsors paid out. Yes, they did. It just never got to me. Aren't you pissed? No, I think I'm more sad. I think I'm more sad because, like, end of the day, I have the ability to, like, look this shit over. So it's like a, you know, you feel a bit fucking stupid, if anything, right? Like, I have the ability to do this. I've just focused so much on being the biggest streamer I can, running as many events as I can, making as much money as I can, that I didn't do the due diligence to, like, maybe prevent this in the first place or fix it earlier, you know? And maybe it's like a bad trait, but like, I hate so much the idea of focusing so much attention on like who fucked me or getting back what's mine, even though I joke about that a lot, because I know if I put like 110% of my effort into like making that shit back or making more next year or making a fucking banger company with off-brand games, and you know, making sure the people who fucked me just have no piece of it, like, I'll be better off. You know, it's the same thing in like League, bro. And I know it's like stupid to make that analogy, but it's like, what is the best way to recover from a game where you played as well as you could have, or maybe played really well and your teammates fucked you? It's like boot up another game. Boot up another game and don't tilt. If you tilt about it and you focus on the last game, that's all you're thinking about, then your next game isn't going to go better. And in life, you're already in the next game. You don't get to sit and not queue up. I'm already queued up. Against my will. I queue up every fucking day. The sun sets and it rises again. So it's like, I just got to de-tilt. I can't focus on that shit, and I got to focus on this next game. So I'm in the next game. We're living the next game right now. We're living the next game. And I'm lucky to have like some really good people around me, all right? Like, I genuinely shout out like Brian at Offbrand, LD, Dan, Stans, Kelby, Pirate Software, who sent out a really nice tweet. Over the last 6 months, I've been lucky enough to meet and work with some astounding people here at Offbrand. Those in the production team are some of the most incredibly talented and creative people I've met throughout my career. For those leaving us, I know you're not worth less. The business just can't afford you right now. I hope that we work together here or elsewhere in the future. As a director of strategy for Offbrand Games, my focus has not changed. I'm dedicated to making sure we're the best damn publishing house we can be, and that doesn't rip one that doesn't rip off game does in the process. I also want to ensure we have the best possibility of success going forward. As such, I'll be foregoing my pay indefinitely and continuing work here at the legally required minimum wage, which is very badass of him. I was not asked to do this in any respect. All of you have supported me more than enough as is. No matter who you are, keep being creative, follow that drive. Life's full of twists and turns, with the adventure you're on is awesome, and don't forget that. So anyway, shout out Thor, who's genuinely an absolute fucking pleasure to work with. Like, it blows my mind that I will see him live for on God 12 hours and then hop into the meeting and be like the best person you could have in a meeting. It's like, how is he doing both? But anyway, that's some more info of like what happens. And also why I'm confident that this like new leadership we have and team we have is going to do a great job. Because as much as I'd like to, like, I can't be the CEO. I can't be like, first off, I don't think I have that much business sense. I think I just know what people like. Because I think there are some people in the world who like the same thing I like. So I just make the things that I like. And I think some people resonate with that. That's what I'm best at. And so I should be doing what I'm best at. But a lot of business is delegating, but trusting the people that you delegate to. And when you delegate to the wrong people, you get a bit fucked. Here, we got a bit fucked. So anyway, that's it. That's the some of the tea behind it. Yeah, but you make the money. I do make the money. And it's not to say I don't have a decision in some of a say in some of the decisions that we make. But like, there's a lot of shit that I just can't be involved in. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm playing League 100 hours, imagine how many meetings I've missed along the way. No, nobody stole. It wasn't theft. It was just it was mismanagement. It was mismanagement. So I'm excited for a brighter future. But it is still a sad day. And I posted it here. I'm not going to link it in chat because I think a lot of you guys would just, there's some personal information here. Just let me like Discords and emails. But if you are or know someone who is hiring for broadcast talent, we have a link, obp.gg/our team. It directly links to everyone who's been affected and tells a bit about them, their role, how to contact them, and what they worked on. And they also have some resumes and portfolios and LinkedIns and whatnot. Pretty cool. I've already had like probably 3 or 4, I think like pretty legitimate people reach out, like streamers who are interested. So we'll see if anything comes of it. I won't name them to like add pressure. Like I don't want to add public pressure to them. Like they should just make the right business move for them. But yeah, that's hopefully gonna help a bit. Now let's get some questions rolling because I'm sure everyone has some. So anything you got, ask away. What you got for me? What you got for me? Unpaid Intern. Unpaid Intern was a wildly expensive show to produce. The costs got quite bloated, passing the amount that the show was initially sold for. So we sold the show for a good amount. We had some sponsors on it. It made some money on its own. But the show's performance was not like much better than Ludwig reviews YouTuber food. And so it didn't feel like I could call it a lost leader to keep doing it at a really high cadence. Does that make sense? Like if I'm going to do something that costs more money than it makes back, it needs to be bigger than what I'm regularly doing. And some unpaid interns did. But if I just play Mario Kart with Jay Schlatt, that also might do better. And then the live streams performed worse. Now, I do think part of that might have been streaming on YouTube. I think streaming on YouTube, you hurt yourself because a lot of YouTube viewers expect the product they click on to be like a video sometimes. And the live streamed product of Unpaid Intern is just factually worse than the video. There's breaks, there's more fill, maybe there's a tech issue here or there. So I think what happens is YouTube viewers click in, they go, interesting. They see it, then they go, I'll wait for the edited version. They click out, the viewer retention's lower, it performs worse. Mogul Money I used to do, I would stream on Twitch. And Twitch people don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit, bro. You throw them ass, they say, that's what I like. Yes, sir, I'm an ass man. They don't give a they watch filth all day. Caught. So I think that might be part of what affected that a bit. I still want to like do more with it, but we'll see. We'll see. Multi-streaming. We'll watch Charlie's video and talk about it in a second. Will there be okay, so what events are impacted? What events are not impacted? What I can tell you right now is at this very moment, I plan on doing Streamer Games 2025. I plan on doing Fast 52 or Fast 50, whatever, another Fast 50, okay? Things that I don't think I'll do, I don't know if I'll do another World's Greatest. Based off the success of the last one and the cost of the last one. I don't know if I'll do that. I will do probably more Smash events. Or at least maybe partner with certain people to create Smash events. Okay? But I'll be involved in Smash in some sense. And then little shit, why not? Like a Burial Kart, why not? A dodgeball or kickball? Sure. That's easy enough. Play League for another week? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But it all comes down to, I don't have off-brand productions to rely on. Is this vendor who I'm going to work with going to create something like high enough quality at a good enough cost for me to take a chance on it? And some events have proven themselves like, yeah, you should spend the cost, like Streamer Games. And some maybe not so much. So it'll be a kind of a case by case. All right, what else we got? Sea Dog charity auction. That's up to Connor. I'm not going to speak on Connor's behalf. But that's his event, not mine. He still has like all the IP to it, so he could create that with another vendor if he would like. But it'd be up to him. Chess boxing, unsure. Chess boxing is its own fucking bag of tricks. I am not completely stepping away from Offbrand. I'm still as involved. It's instead of all my focus being... So right now what's basically happening is I used to do all my events with Offbrand, right? And then I also would work with Offbrand to like promote Rivals of Ether 2 and you know, maybe just the general strategy of their overall company. I'm still doing those two things, right? I'm still working with Offbrand Games, trying to promote games. I'm still going to be in like meetings to talk about the strategy the overall company should take. What I'm not doing is doing production with them. I still have to do productions. So what I'm doing is I'm hiring people who used to work at Offbrand to basically act as producers to help me work with like contracted broadcast groups. You know, does that make sense? So I'll still be doing events. It's just that it's not all done in-house anymore. And you've already seen this. For example, Offbrand was the group who had a producer, okay, working with me to make LACS Rivals happen. LACS Rivals was not broadcasted or produced by Offbrand. They just had a producer who I worked with to like relay what I wanted for direction.
Hello Ludwig. What happened to Truffle Man? Didn't it handle multi-Steam chat? I love the Truffle team and their work. The Truffle team is also currently working on making a creator-focused browser. Why don't you use Truffle anymore, Sag?
I do use Truffle still. I do use Truffle. I use it the entire time I streamed on YouTube. But for multi-streaming, I don't know if I'll multi-stream after today. And we'll talk about that right now. We'll talk about that right now. Because Charlie made a video called Twitch versus YouTube streaming revenue. Let's take a look.
On YouTube or Twitch, and it's a question I get asked a lot because I'm like Constantine, the man who walks between worlds here, because I stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I multi-stream. I am the future. I'm the chimera. There's pros and cons to each platform, but if you do both of them at the same time, you create the perfect stew. It's the chemical X to streaming. I have said since switching to multi-streaming, every single person should be multi-streaming. Contracts don't exist anymore except for on Kick, and even that I think is gone. There are no Twitch contracts. There are no YouTube contracts. They've gone extinct like the saber-toothed tiger. You know, like they have wiped their ass with contracts to creators. So I think you are making a big mistake if you just marry yourself to one of those platforms instead of just doing both. because you can. When people talk about this subject, they only give like the basic rundown, like the nutsack summary of pros and cons. I haven't seen anyone really go over numbers. I'm going to go over numbers. And I really think that the numbers here tell a very complete story of why multi-streaming should be the norm for streamers. It's in their best interest, and for viewers too, because then viewers have a choice on, do they want to watch it on Twitch where they're going to have a much more interactive chat experience, or do they want to watch it on YouTube where they don't care about the chat experience because it's a lot more dog shitty there. It's basically non-existent chat culture on YouTube streaming, but the playback is a lot smoother, a lot higher quality, and you can rewind it, which is a nice quality of life.
That's the major shit. I feel like everyone who's on YouTube, that's like the only thing they really care about. Like if we were to genuinely break it down, it mostly comes down to the player. Straight up. It is rewind and like 2x speed. That's what YouTube viewers love. They love 2x speeding through shit, and they love rewinding shit. That's really it. And of course, yes, they also prefer the ad density. However, this is going to be a controversial thing. People don't care as much about ads as they think they care about ads. And what I mean by that, it's been proven time and time again that higher density of ads does not correlate to a decrease in viewership. And people love to say and stand on business that that is not the case. And that ad density is the most important factor. But it's just frankly been proven wrong, which is why there is an increase in ad density everywhere. And I don't just mean on Twitch or YouTube, even on Netflix now. Even on Netflix now, that is the case. And trust me, I know it because their stock is booming because of it, and I have lost a lot of money because I shorted them. I'm losing a lot on this bet too, chat. I'm also losing here. It is a very populist issue. People love it, man. They love to say, fuck the ads. I hate ads. I don't like to watch ads. And then you know what everyone sits doing, not so happily, but they'll all do it, is watching the ads.
Change. Also, it's a lot better on mobile. Twitch on mobile has been a fucking disaster for me for as long as I've tried to watch Twitch on my phone. Also, the ads on Twitch, they're getting outrageous. YouTube streaming doesn't have nearly as many ads, which is a nice breath of fresh air. Like, there are real pros and cons to both, but these are just the basics.
Yeah, that's the basics.
These talking points have been worn out more than my bussy after eating anything with spice in it. So I'm not just going to be baby bird vomiting the same talking.
I don't know if I ever heard him say bussy before. I know Charlie used to be the guy that would say like insane shit, but now it just that shocked me.
Points you've heard a million times. Instead, I want to show you the numbers. I want to bring up my biggest, most profitable stream I ever did on Twitch and then break it down a little bit. It was in 2022 when Moist Esports won the Rocket League Major, the Spring Major. Still one of the best moments I've ever had streaming. I peaked at 75,000 live viewers. It was a very long stream that I did, and it took home 11.7K for that whole stream. Roughly 2,000 subs, but most of it came through ads, and most of those subs were primes. Subbing on Twitch is far more common than members joining on YouTube. Membership on YouTube is the equivalent of a Twitch
Prezzo, I made $40 last night. Let's go, Prezzo. That's big.
Sub where someone on YouTube pays $1. So like a tier 1 sub on YouTube for my channel is $1. On Twitch the minimum's $5, but it's the same concept. You pay money and it's a subscription basically. And that is so much more common on Twitch. So 2,000 subs on that Twitch stream is more than I've ever got through a YouTube live stream by a large margin. And 11.7K is the most profitable stream I ever had in my entire 7 years on Twitch. I actually streamed on Justin TV before it became Twitch. I used to do like
He's OG.
World at War Zombies on there and shit, but then I took like a long hiatus and then came back in like 2016. But this was the biggest stream I've ever done. I then switched to multi-streaming last year. And what I've learned is Twitch is much higher potential to earn money while live than YouTube, and it's because of things like the Twitch Primes, which have become a pretty integral part of the Twitch ecosystem.
True.
And ads.
Yep.
Twitch actually has more ads than YouTube, and thus, since more ads are playing, that's more money being generated from those ads to the streamers.
Simple concept.
There's so fucking many ads on Twitch. They pump ads out the wazoo, and they are so intrusive. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years Twitch integrates a system into their player that has like eye tracking capability, so if a viewer looks away during an ad break, it'll pause the ad till their eyes are glued right back to it to finish the ad.
They're going to do ads and ads. It's going to be the ad, and then over chat they'll throw an ad just to make sure that you can't do anything but watch the ad. And you know what? They still make so much less than YouTube on ads.
It's
so much
brutal.
less.
But it does have higher earning potential while live for those streamers that have all of these ad breaks that are going on. So Twitch has a higher earning potential through live content. And the VODs on Twitch don't make any money. Like, they just don't. I don't even know if they're fucking monetized. And if they are, I don't know if streamers even see a penny of that. Like, not a single one of those fucking clams makes it to a streamer's pockets.
I don't think there has ads on them.
But on YouTube, it's a totally different story. My most successful stream on YouTube isn't the one I just had at the Game Awards with over 110,000 live viewers, which is my biggest stream by viewer metrics. The most profitable stream I've ever done, the most profitable anything I've ever done, is this stream right here, my Starfield stream. During the stream, I had 31,000 average viewers with a peak of 38K, which is a big stream. That is a big stream for me. It's actually more average viewers than the Rocket League one, but the Rocket League stream not only was a longer stream, but had a higher peak, and thus you would expect make more money because of the ads and the subs that came through. Well, what if I told you that's not the fucking case when it comes to YouTube streaming? Because this Starfield video actually made $84,000.
What? Dude, wait, this RPM is insane. Hold up. This RPM is insane. I have never had RPM like that in my life. What the hell? That's crazy. Bro, that shit's 1777? What's my RPM? I think that shit's like $4.
84,000 doubloons for a 4-hour stream just playing mid-poop-ass Starfield. The actual... Like, this was like an insomnia, try not to fall asleep challenge, basically. $84,000. And it's not because the 31,000 viewers all of a sudden just started, buying memberships or donating tons and tons of money. This wasn't like the biggest documented case of credit card fraud and money laundering that the internet's ever seen. In fact, the live stream itself made 1.6K on ads, and the other $78,000 came from the VOD and the ads that played during a VOD.
Replay.
Now, the membership number there, the 2.4K, a lot of those memberships were just from people watching the VOD and then buying a membership, not them doing it while it was live. Also, the supers and gifts, I'm pretty sure that is live. So you can add the 1.6K plus the 1.6K on the supers, so the 1.6K from the live ads plus the super chats. And let's just go ahead and be generous and say, like, the live stream, while it was live, made 4K. The other $80,000 came from the VOD.
Surely this is an anomaly, though. Surely this is an anomaly. If I can't say it. Surely this is an...
some like rare mutation here, like a fucking X-Men of analytics. This isn't some fringe outlier isolated case. This is the way that YouTube streaming is optimized. YouTube streaming is kind of just an afterthought for the platform. YouTube has always been about VODs, the videos itself. So when you finish a stream, it becomes a VOD, and that enters into the YouTube algorithm. And YouTube is extremely efficient at monetizing VODs. So finishing a 4-hour Starfield stream, it immediately saved as a VOD and made tons and tons of money through the VOD. Whereas on Twitch, I don't even think VODs are monetized. And if they are, it's not the creators making the money from the VODs, I don't think. YouTube is a totally different story. You don't make as much money while you are live from people buying memberships or donating money or anything like that, and their ads aren't that free.
Well, I would also add one addendum. This does not require you to multi-stream to unlock the revenue. And what I mean by that, there's a great example of a streamer who streams on Twitch, posts his VOD on YouTube, and he makes more money from his VODs on YouTube than he does with his VODs on Twitch. Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog's VOD channel is crazy. 100,000 views, 130,000 views, 120,000 views. And these are on long streams. 4, 5, 6 hour streams. He's getting like a 100,000 viewer average. Some of them go crazy. Some of them go like bazonkers. Now, what I have going right now, when I switched over, I still upload my VODs onto the VOD channel. But I also keep my VODs live. My VODs on my VOD channel relatively don't perform that well. I'm not getting 100,000 views on these. They get like 10 to 30K, mostly on the league ones that get a little bit more. And that's honestly, a lot of them's like the member only stuff. And my YouTube VODs also don't do that well. Like, sorry, when I stream on YouTube and I leave the stream up, I've only ever had one stream that went insanely big, and it's this one. I don't know why. It's this video called If I Laugh, My Chat Gives Me Wins $100, and then me reacting to jet lag. For whatever reason, this specific stream has gotten millions of views since ending it. And very similar to Charlie, it made $29,000. 28,000 of that, basically 99% coming after the stream was done. I only made 389 while I was live. I guess maybe, a little under 1,000. But this is, honest to God, only ever happened, I think, one time. And I can just look at my viewership. So we're sorting by we're sorting by viewership. So if I go through this and I go to my most viewed live streams, the biggest one's chess boxing. And obviously chess boxing, if we go to revenue, did make a lot after. But then it's like my marathon streams, which is kind of a different one. Those don't get any views after it's done because you can't access the VOD. I guess the poker one, World's Greatest Fast 50, you can't, because if it's over 12 hours, you can't make any more money after it's over. The Dream Face reveal. So there's a few, but I think I've streamed a total of 200. I think I've streamed, I forget how many times I've gone live on YouTube, but it's in the hundreds, right? I've done it in the hundreds, and I have less than 30 streams with more than 1 million views on it, which isn't that many. It's not that many. Now, look, Charlie is right. There are some VODs that do perform quite well after it's over, but it's not like every VOD does this. These are the outlier examples. If we go by date and then we just click on, like, I don't know, the last few, I think the Kai one might be another outlier, but I'm just going to click on a few random streams. That's a member only one. We can check, and it's not like 90% of the revenue comes from after the stream is over. The Kai one, while live, I made 1,700. Afterwards, I made 500. It's not nothing. This one made about $300 after it was over. This one made 270. So, thank you for the 10 gifted, Siggy. This one made about half, maybe a little less than half. What?
Hey Ludwig, I much prefer YouTube to Twitch. If it's not too much to ask, could you please decide the entire future of your career to what I'd prefer? Thanks, big dog. Also, Cloud9 saw you gifted 100 subs to Mang0 and gifted 101. You gonna let them mog you?
Yeah, because I basically hustled them into giving Mango extra money. Shout out Mango. So I think this outlier Starfield example Charlie is giving as he stares deeply into our soul isn't like irrelevant, but it's also not common. I think for the most part, an average VOD will make maybe 10 to 30% more. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe it's 20 to 40% more. I don't know the exact percentage. It'll make some more money after. But for the most part, when live streams become VODs, they don't do as well for me, in my experience, having streamed like hundreds of times, as like a video does. I think part of that too might be like, it's harder to title and thumbnail a live stream because it's not something I think about while the live stream's happening and I don't change it afterwards. Like there's probably ways to optimize it, you know?
Hey, Lud.
Oh.
Slime said on his stream that the Offbrand situation was because of the 2 coin situation. Care to explain?
We leveraged almost all of our money into Talk to a coin and lost it all. That's correct. So I'm telling the truth.
Frequent on YouTube live streams, thank heavens. But what you miss in live revenue, you make up for with VOD revenue 10 times over. What I showed you with the Rocket League stream was my biggest, most profitable Twitch stream I ever did. So even when I was a daily streamer for like 6 to 8 hours a day for years, averaging between 10 to 20,000 viewers, fluctuating, I would usually be making between 4 to 6K a day. And that was like the norm, with the occasional peak going up to like 8 or 9, and then that being the biggest at over 11. But right now, my viewership combined on YouTube and Twitch is higher than it ever was on just Twitch. On YouTube, I average between 10 to 12K a stream, and on Twitch, it's between like 5 and 6K. It really just kind of depends on what I'm doing at the time. But on Twitch, you'll make more money while live and make nothing once the stream ends. On YouTube, you'll make less money while live and then could make 5 times as much from just the VOD. On Twitch, when the stream ends...
Prezzo, I didn't want to say it. He does sound a bit broke, though. You're right, Prezzo. 4 to 6K a day?
It's basically forgotten.
How does he eat? 2 Air One smoothies. Goodbye, bank account.
That's lost media at that point because no one's fucking watching Twitch VODs, it seems. On YouTube, when the stream ends... well, now the journey's just begun. Like, now, there's no telling what that can generate. Like, take this for example. This was a very normal, pretty low-key stream. I was just replaying Gears of War, one of the most important games in my life. This wasn't a brand new, hot release that would be, like, algorithmically successful. Like, it's not like something the algorithm will be salivating over, pushing out a Gears of War live stream. Gears of War is older than the hair on your grandma's titty nipple. Like, this is one of those streams where I do just because I really wanted to replay this game. And you can see my average viewers were 10,000, which is normal. That's a pretty normal stream for me on YouTube. But the VOD now has 1.6 million views and has made over $20,000. And of course I was multi-streaming, so I can pull the Twitch data as well here. This exact same stream made $1,400 on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think these outlier examples convince me that streaming on YouTube is a way to unlock profitability that you wouldn't otherwise access from a Twitch stream, as long as you're also uploading that Twitch stream to a VOD channel, because then it ultimately serves the same purpose. The only difference is how it's being encoded on Twitch's backend. In the one example, you're encoding it by live streaming it, and then it's instantly published as a VOD. The other one, you're just getting like a giant, whatever, MP4 file and then uploading it. Like, it's the same thing. And I'm sure if Connor Seadog were to show the revenue he made on a 1 million viewed live stream that he uploaded that's 4 hours long, it would be probably in the 4,000. And if we were to look at how much he made from the stream, it would also be like a much smaller amount relatively. The VOD channel is much smaller than the main channel, but the success of videos, you know this. If you're on YouTube, you know this. The success of videos has nothing to do with how many subscribers the channel has. It has nothing to do with it. And I also low-key think this is a bit of a Charlie privilege. Because Charlie is able to upload a video that's called Most Important Game of My Life, and the thumbnail look like it's an auto-curated thumbnail, and it works. Why? Because all of his thumbnails are auto-curated thumbnails. All of them are. That's the Charlie. There are not many people who get away with that.
All of your events I learned about as they were happening. Do you plan on doing more advanced marketing for your next events?
No, I only like the fucking real ones who show up the day of. But anyway, yeah, I don't think he's wrong at all. I think if you are not uploading your live streams, if you stream on Twitch, Rumble, Kick, wherever, onto YouTube, you are missing out. And I also don't think he's wrong in saying everyone should multi-stream, because multi-streaming just unlocks you more revenue. I have different issues with multi-streaming we'll talk about in a moment. But so far, nothing he's saying is wrong. And I in a lot of the cases, I agree with him. Like, I think they actually also make sense. But I don't think you need to multi-stream to do what he's saying here. You can just upload the VOD. It's the same thing.
The difference is substantial. Now you can see again here in the data, the live revenue, 802 while live here, plus...
VODs on the main channel are not the same as the side channel. They are. By what logic? I don't there's no logic that would imply this. They are not. You're just saying the same thing again.
Hey Ludwig, are you hoping to bring back off-brand production, or are you done with it completely?
No, I would not have ended it if there was a plan to bring it back. I would have, but it is not sustainable, and I don't. My goal right now is just off-brand games. Off-brand games, make that shit go burr as much as possible.
Brian, as soon as I get pre-roll ads on Twitch, I leave and go back to YouTube, where I have YouTube Premium.
That makes sense. But that's you anecdotally as a personal user who has invested money into a better experience on YouTube. So obviously you're going to prefer YouTube. The same user experience, but flipped, is someone on Twitch right now going, I have Twitch Turbo. When I get an ad on YouTube, I go over to Twitch because I have Twitch Turbo. This is just your personal experience, which I get. And it makes sense for you as a user. But anyway, guys, it is the same thing. I don't understand this argument. I have streamed a lot on YouTube. I have a lot of experience. I promise you I have a lot of experience. And as a fact, of the 300 plus streams that I have done, my VODs, outside of like, we're literally talking 1 to 2 examples, do not do way better than they would necessarily on my VOD channel. Like on my VOD channel, I have some videos that randomly do really well because the title or the thumbnail clicks. Ludwig Controls the South, for whatever reason, hit in the algo. And it's very possible for that to happen, you know, if this was my YouTube stream with the same title thumbnail. Click on your live tab. What the fuck? What the hell is even this? What? When did I do this?
You should check Noah J456 YouTube channel. His whole strategy is evergreen VOD videos that still perform like crazy.
Yeah, that's the strategy that people do. They basically make their live streams look like videos, and then occasionally they'll pop off. Like this one has 1 million. This one has 450K. And I'm sure because of the length of these streams as well, like 250K on a 4-hour video is so much more money than 250K on a 10-minute video. It's so much more money. This is what Steak does as well. Steak does this. He doesn't even upload videos. All he does is live stream. What? and
The
then
examples
make
you
us live
showed
streams
for
look
your
like videos.
channel are not a year old. Pick few-year-old VOD with not enough views and then see the split between live and later. I think on the ads slowly adds up over a long period of time.
It's not the period of time doesn't matter. The success in the algorithm after the stream is over matters, right? So I guess you are right. There are more opportunities for a VOD to perform well after a longer period of time. But after a certain point, you know, you kind of give up on that horse, right? Like after a certain point, you're like, okay, it's not really gonna. But I can do that. Like that's not an issue. We did it. I can
If
just
you
click.
continue on Twitch, will my sub badge be transferred?
So we're going to ignore, guys, make sure when we're looking through, we ignore every VOD that is over 12 hours because those have not gotten a single view, not one view after the stream ended because it's not possible to get more views because VODs past 12 hours are no longer accessible. This is an example of it happening. And then we have some examples that make a lot of sense. It makes sense that the poker stream or the world's greatest gamer did well after the stream was over, right? Those were like big streams that are quite clickable. The title and the thumbnail is quite good. So yeah, that makes sense that made some extra. And it's still in the range I was talking about. It still makes 20 to 40% more money. My argument is if I were to have just streamed this event on Twitch, now obviously this one I wouldn't because this one is sponsored by YouTube Gaming. But if I were to have just streamed World's Greatest Gamer on Twitch and then posted this VOD on the VOD channel, it would still have an opportunity to make 4,300 on the VOD channel, and the live stream would make more on Twitch. But I don't have these $2 to $4 million examples like Charlie is bringing up here. The only streams that seem to perform incredibly well are my events, and then this only upstream, and then my marathon streams. There are very few that seem to hit this like golden whatever magical thing. Like this one did. Where is it? The one I showed earlier did. I can't find it right now. There's a few that did. You know what honestly did? The Suika game VODs actually did quite well. Mario Party did quite well. But it happened. Honest to God, I think I can count on two fingers the amount of time it like blew up relative to the hundreds of times I streamed. You're not Charlie? Well, I know, but Charlie's making the argument that, hey, if you stream on YouTube, it has a chance to make 90% more money. And I'm agreeing, but I'm saying the amount of times that happens is quite infrequent.
And memberships and supers aren't really indicative to what was live because some of those could have been from people watching the VOD and it calculates here post-VOD. But regardless, you can see that the live revenue was less on YouTube than it was Twitch, but the overall revenue is substantially higher on YouTube because of the VODs, which is something Twitch just doesn't really have, which is why I think you should just do both. Your potential to earn while live is much higher on Twitch, but your potential to earn through VODs is astronomically higher on YouTube. So you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't just do both. And again, it is a positive for viewers too, because they'll be able to choose the platform they want to watch on, as opposed to having to roll their eyes and be like, oh, my favorite streamer's on YouTube. I hate the fuck.
They do that. Not only do they roll their eyes, they crack their fingers, and they go to reddit.com. And then they start fucking chiming off about all that shit.
Fucking chat there, but whatever. I guess I'll watch, or maybe I won't. I really hate YouTube streams, or vice versa. Oh man, my favorite streamer's only on Twitch. He went from YouTube to Twitch, and I just don't like Twitch. I'm not a fan of it, and I guess I'm just not going to watch him anymore. I'll just wait for the VODs on YouTube when he posts the clips. Like, now they have the option of just being on what platform they want to watch the stream. And there's a lot of streamers that are making the switch to multi-streaming. I just really think this should just be common practice for anyone who streams because there's no reason not to. There is no exclusive contracts anymore. They're gone.
I think there are some reasons.
They've vanished. And that's great for streamers and viewers alike, honestly. I used to think contracts were the future for streams, but that was until I realized just how efficient multi-streaming is from both a streamer and viewer side. There are just endless examples I can give in my time multi-streaming. Like here's
Bro, I have deadass 2 examples that are not an event or I guess it's maybe more like 5 examples. I have like 5 examples of a stream that's not an event or a marathon stream that did over 1 million views. I got 5. Charlie's just built different. That man is built different. We're not the same, him and I. I'm not going to pretend. I don't got dick like that boy.
Here's another super normal one with me playing an indie game that I really like called Another Crab's Treasure. Fucking Crab Souls. Absolute banger of a game, but it's not like this stream was doing crazy numbers, right? Like the movement on this stream wasn't anything, unfathomable. Average 13K viewers, but the VOD now has over 2 million views, and it's made over $30,000. And to show this same stream what it did on Twitch, the numbers that it put up over there, it did 1.3K during the live stream, and nothing from the VOD. I can go on and on with the crazy numbers that YouTube stream VODs are capable of putting up. Like, here's me just playing Liza P, fucking Pinocchio Souls, 16,000 average viewers.
Are you still doing stuff with Chris Broad after his recent video? Wait, what's his recent video?
Awful. We're often taught in Hollywood films that the bad guys don't get to win. That there's
Okay, the awful truth about YouTube's biggest influencers. That's not about me. This video is not about, I don't think I'm mentioned in this. Why would I? This isn't about me. No, don't. It's not about me. I'm not even mentioned in this. This is about like Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. Right? Surely he didn't name me. Surely. He didn't name me. He didn't name me.
And the VOD has made over $51,000. I just don't think there's a very good argument to only streaming on one platform. There is no reason you shouldn't just multi-stream. Your viewers are going to pick the platform they most prefer.
Dude, he's like devil on the fucking shoulder. He's like saying the shit that the YouTube viewers have been like fucking preaching. The YouTube viewers are hearing this and they're like, yeah, yup, there's no reason. There's literally not one reason.
And I think that it's nice to at least give them the option of choosing that for themselves.
It's like me when I'd be like, you know what? Sorry, I feel like people shouldn't go hungry every day. Maybe that makes me controversial. Fuck, man. Okay, I'm gonna lay out my argument. I do have some arguments against him.
Themselves too. And again, the potential for the streamer is pretty huge. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this was helpful for anyone out there that's trying to decide what platform they should stream on. I think it should just be both. That's
He's killing me. He's killing. Each time he says, it's like a dagger in my chest.
my advice, and to any streamers out there right now that are only streaming on either YouTube or only on Twitch, really think you should just come in the middle and hold hands with both platforms and just, like the commercial, why not both? I really think that it's probably a good idea. I do want to say, though, regardless of what platform you're on, it's a very saturated market, so it's going to take a lot of luck. I've said this since the beginning of time. I'm not special. I got lucky. You could be making the best content the world's ever seen, turbo cheek clapping, slapping, banger, heater after heater, but at the end of the day, it's all about having that one lucky break that puts it in front of people's peepers and gets them interested. The only thing you have control over is the consistency. So that way you'll have like a catalog of videos that people can go back and watch after they might find that video that popped off through luck.
It's true.
So that's really about it. See ya.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. Because he is correct about a lot.
So what is the difference between your VODs and Connor's?
So right now, my streams don't perform as well as Charlie's. I don't have like these examples where my streams after the stream is over performs insanely well compared to how well it performed during the actual stream. And this is apparent, like you guys can look this up. This is not hidden information. You can simply just go to my live streams and sort by most popular. And almost all of them are going to be events or marathon streams that you guys actually can't even see because they're only available on the back end.
And so if we scroll just a little bit, we're already at live streams that are at less than 1 million views. Now, a lot of these still do quite well. Like these are still making a good amount of money, but it's not 90% of the revenue is coming after it's over. It is closer to like 20 to 40%. Okay. It's closer to 20, 40%. And I don't think that revenue is impossible to get without multi-streaming. Again, as I said earlier, I think you can get that revenue by just uploading VODs you stream on Twitch to a VOD channel. And then that VOD channel, every single video still has the ability to perform incredibly well. And Connor's a great example of someone who's consistently getting 100,000 plus views on these videos. And I'm sure he's making thousands from those videos that he wouldn't otherwise be able to make, because Charlie's right. The moment the Twitch stream is over, you stop making money on the Twitch stream. Now, there are a couple of things to address here. After doing hundreds of streams on YouTube, I can say unequivocally, a lot of the times my streams get demonetized. They get demonetized because there is a copyright claim. Copyright claims happen, and when they happen, the entire VOD loses its revenue from the moment the copyright strike happens until the copyright clear is claimed or the VOD itself is edited. I believe YouTube recently changes. You also weren't able, I don't know if, Tim, you can back me up. I believe they changes. You cannot edit VODs that are longer than 6 hours. Oh, hello. What that?
Cannot open it.
You want me to open it? You need a strong man to open it? You need a strong man to open this? It's slippery. Did you lube it up? Damn, that's slippery. Oh.
Yay.
First try.
Hi, Chad.
She looks beautiful today, Chat.
No, I don't.
She looks radiant. What a beautiful woman.
My little cheekies hang out.
Yeah, her cheeks are hanging out. That's for me to look at, Chat. Look away. Look away, terrorists. Okay. So YouTube used to also have this quirk. They've fixed this. But for the first 2 years I was on YouTube, you could not edit a video that was longer than 6 hours. So if my video had a copyright claim because for 1 minute I listened to a song or watched a video that I wasn't supposed to or something, and that VOD is gone. All the revenue of that VOD is gone. It can get 2 billion views. I will never see a penny of it, and I can't even edit it. They've since fixed that. That was like a big issue they had for a while. But like these are things and problems that exist on YouTube. And also if you've worked with YouTube, you know that their editor is horrible. YouTube's editor is insanely horrible. So I think and Twitch doesn't work like this. Twitch, the way it works, brother, you can watch The Avengers and then listen to Taylor Swift's soundtrack. You make all of the money from your ads. And because they do not run ads on the VODs anyway, what will happen to you is they will punish you by either muting the sections of those VODs and occasionally giving you a strike. And if you get 3 strikes, you get banned. So there's just a lot less threat of losing out on the revenue due to copywritten stuff. Look, this is maybe a more niche example, but as somebody who plays a lot of music on the stream as background music, it opens up, if I'm playing like all my like Pogo Stucks or Getting Over It or, any of those fighting games, what I'm listening to fucking like the Dragon Ball Z Getting Hype song. Every time I listen to that, I am making a choice on YouTube and I think about it consciously as I'm doing it. I'm losing all the money from this video now. And I know I'm doing this. I'm making a conscious choice to do that. Because I genuinely can't. I would love to do it. And I sometimes do it less because of it. But just don't do it. Sometimes I don't. But that shit's hype. I don't know what to say. Sometimes I have like a bit like clown music. Sometimes I like playing clown music because I think it's funny. Clown music is copywritten. If I play clown music, I have lost $2,000. I sometimes still play clown music when I'm on YouTube. I just lose $2,000 to do it. These are choices I've genuinely thought and made. For example, remember our old outro music? It used to be from Welcome to the NHK. The reason we stopped doing that is because I was losing the revenue of all of my VODs. So I had to switch to OOT. So these are little things. These are little things. This is just one reason why it is relatively easy during the stream to make money on Twitch as opposed to YouTube. Because what you do on YouTube, right? Like Charlie said, a lot of the revenue is unlocked after the stream's over, but you lose that revenue if you break some of these rules. It can be relatively easy and straightforward for gaming. I think that's why it works so well for someone like Noah J. But someone who does variety, who might not be good at that good at video games, it can impact. All right, that's one reason. Now another thing, I personally don't like the fractured communities as a viewer. As a viewer, I find it worse because no matter how often you do it or how much you combine it, Etoile, thank you for the 4,000 viewer raid. Thank you for the 4,000 viewer raid. I appreciate that. I find it worse as a viewer. Etoile, we're talking about streaming on Twitch versus streaming on YouTube. I'm multi-streaming for the first time ever right now. We're discussing it. Whether you stream on Twitch or YouTube, I find people who multi-stream on both. Wait, everyone here is French. I'm realizing everyone who you rated me with is French. Bonjour, mes amis. Est-ce que le mec qui a toujours gagné le émission de télé, il y avait un mec sur... j'ai oublié le nom. Il y avait une émission de télé. Il a gagné chaque semaine. C'était un peu comme Jeopardy. C'est qui? Someone help me. Est-ce qu'il gagne toujours? Emilien, c'est ça? Question pour un champion? Est-ce que... I don't know the show name. I just know my French family was talking about this guy who was basically winning like every single week of a French version of Jeopardy. And he was like undefeated so much that it was like a news story. Yeah, it might be Emilien. Yeah, I think it's Emilien. Questions for a champion. Is that it? Is he still winning? No, it's... Is it 12 coups de midi? I think it's that. I think it's coups de midi. That sounds right. That sounds right. I think that's the guy I'm talking about. Is that Emilien? He's at $2 million earned right now. That's insane. 2 million euros, I should say, not even dollars. That guy's a G. That's why don't you do that, lol? What? Then you can run more Smash events.
I don't know who managed your company finances, but I'm sorry that happened, my man. I hope Offbrand Games pops the fuck off. Rivals 2 rules.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. I also hope it pops off. It's doing very well right now, and we're going to announce the new games, I think, somewhat soon in the next probably like month or two. They're very cool. So I have a very high confidence. What happened? It's earlier in the VOD. You should be able to see it, most likely on Twitch, because those perform better after the stream's over. Or YouTube. Fuck.
I think the data is skewed for Charlie because he has 20 million subs on Twitch. For you, I feel most people who watch you on YouTube would watch Twitch and vice versa. I don't think that's the case for him. He has over double viewers on than Twitch.
Yeah, I think Charlie is probably a larger presence on YouTube. I would agree. And I think because of that, a lot of his VODs also do better on YouTube because it's just more of his videos. And they're also titled and thumbnailed similarly. Okay, let's get back to our points. We're talking about what's better, Twitch or YouTube. Charlie made some good arguments. One argument I have is the copyright issue, which maybe is a small thing, but it comes up. It changes the behaviors of me as a streamer. The other issue is the fractured community, because there are just different conversations going on right now on Twitch and YouTube, different emotes in different cultures that you'll never be able to, it just never will totally click. But, you know, with things like Truffle, you can get it to a good point, right? You can fix it a bit, but it's always going to be like a little bit, you know, a little bit disjointed, which is why people have taken, I would argue, some very bold like solutions. For example, Fuslie, who streams on YouTube, gets more views on YouTube, turns off her YouTube chat. Think about that. She's literally outperforming her Twitch stream on YouTube and still not letting them talk because she doesn't want to deal with the fractured communities and prefers the community available on Twitch, or at least the chat that is available on Twitch. Okay? Which is like a pretty bold thing to do. Now, just to be clear, I don't think she's like dogging her YouTube viewers because she's still giving them the stream and the ability to watch, which is ultimately what she cares about. And I think that's what a lot of her viewers care about. But I find that to be like, you know, an interesting solution. So it's like, okay, well, Ludwig, why don't you do that? The third reason, right now, I have more people watching on YouTube than Twitch. We can say that outright. I have about 15,800 watching on YouTube. I have 15,000 watching on Twitch. And that includes in a 12 raid. I was at 12,000 before. So, you know, we'll call it 12,000. We'll be more stingy about the numbers. Okay, so I have more people watching on YouTube than Twitch. I think if I were to stream exclusively on YouTube, this number would increase. There is a portion of people who watch me on YouTube who would switch over to Twitch. That is true, right? There are a portion who would stop watching me. There are a portion who would continue to support me and watch me on Twitch. And then there are a portion who, you know, might change their minds partway through. Maybe they'd stop watching at the start, then start watching. You get what I'm saying. But there is a portion, right, who would fall. In the same way that when I switched to YouTube initially, there was a portion who followed me from from Twitch over to YouTube. And this number would be bigger. Now, why does it matter if your Twitch number is bigger? Why does it functionally matter? And the answer is because on Twitch, that's what gets you more views. If you have more viewers in a category, you get more views on Twitch. It snowballs. It snowballs and it snowballs. If you are the top streamer in League of Legends, or the second top streamer in League of Legends, then the number one person ends their stream, you get an influx of viewers. Your viewership goes up. Okay? You'll notice this. You'll notice the biggest streamers in the world, anytime there's like League Worlds or Valorant champs, they'll start playing League or they'll start playing Valorant. And when the tournament is over, they'll get a lot of the bleed in viewership because they're like second in the category and then they keep going. This is an issue that people have talked about for years. Doesn't exist on YouTube. My viewership number wouldn't really go up on YouTube because my viewership number on YouTube is based off of basically two factors. It's based off of my title and thumbnail and my average view duration. That is pretty much it. Over the past 3 years of streaming on YouTube, what makes it go up is something compelling that hooks people to keep watching. That can be a gimmick, like a countdown timer, which I've done in the past, where I literally put a timer on the screen, like, you know, like you're at a fucking doctor's office or some shit. And the closer that gets to zero, the more people continue to watch because they're excited for it to hit zero and my viewership goes up. Or it can be something like playing games that lend themselves to higher viewership, like Suika Game, or a speedrunning game, like Only Up, where the viewer retention gets higher the closer the run gets to finishing, and so it recommends to stream more and more people watch. That is how to stream on YouTube. It is harder. I can say unequivocally, it is way harder to do. And I know this because I've done both for almost an equal amount of time. It is way harder to get more viewers on YouTube and increase viewer retention in a significant way. And I get punished way more when I'm switching gears or topics. People on Twitch are really down to fucking sit there and watch the fucking stream, seemingly even when it's dog shit. I don't know why. I don't know why the viewer behavior is the way that it is. They're locked in though. They had this shit on their second monitor until they literally die in atrophy in their chair. It's never off. But on YouTube, I feel myself competing against recommended videos in the side tab or, you know, delicious homepage recommendations. And if I'm not fucking dangling the keychains, I'm losing the war a lot. I get hit much harder going to the bathroom when I go on YouTube than I do on Twitch, which is like a simple thing, you know, and the viewership eventually comes back if maybe the stream's compelling enough. But that is the case. And you guys probably as viewers experience this maybe without even noticing. Do you ever go to a Twitch stream and you think to yourself, wow, this person doesn't have as many viewers as I would think they would have? And then you look at how long they have been live and you think, oh, okay, they've only been live 20 minutes. This viewership number will climb. And you have almost this like internal dialogue of like, yeah, I naturally know that viewership increases and maybe around like the hour to 90-minute mark, you're going to reach your kind of base level viewership that will be consistent throughout the rest of the stream. YouTube, we have almost the entire group in within the first 5 minutes. Everyone has showed up. And the only way for it to go up is not time live. It is what I am currently doing, captivating you for a longer period of time. Maybe 5 minutes is an exaggeration, but like 15, 30 minutes, you get the idea. Like I go down in viewership on YouTube, usually by the 30-minute mark. Like it's fucking up because I already have a few thousand people in the waiting room. It's gone live. There's another notification. Everyone's in there. And then people are like, nah, I don't really care. And then they leave. As opposed to Twitch, where my peak viewership might be at the 2, 3, 4, 5 hour mark. You know? So that's just like, we're basically removing one area of control as a streamer. Hours streamed, which normally has a correlation with increased viewership, because hours streamed has no impact on viewership for YouTube. Some of my best streams on YouTube are streams that last an hour long. That would never happen on Twitch. Okay. Finally, revenue.
I've released our ASMR collab.
Oh, Jojo. Jojo donated anonymously, but then also shouted out the ASMR collab. I know, Jojo. We watched it on stream. The video seems to be doing well, which is cool. I think some people have been receptive to it, which has been nice. But I did do a collab, an interview with Jojo.
Do you think you could call Charlie and tell him your opinion on multi-streaming?
I mean, I could, yeah. No, I might message him about it. So the other thing about Twitch is that you make a lot more money with subs. Now on YouTube, I had it basically split into two tiers. You had two different levels of membership. You had the $1 tier, and then you had the $6 tier. All right, the Parasocial Club, and then the Ludwig tier. And we had about, at our peak, 40,000 people who were in the $1 tier, and 4,000 people who were in the $6 tier. And obviously, I'm the one who personally changed it to $1. But even before switching it to $1, when it was the standard $5, I had about, I'd say like, I think maybe 7,000 people or something. I've been back on Twitch for a week, and we're currently at 13,000 subs, which is more than my peak membership on YouTube in 3 years. And there's one obvious reason why this happened, and it's Twitch Prime. It's just like an absolute treasure trove of a subsidy that Amazon gives to streamers who like shout it out enough and have a large enough viewership. It is a bit of a money glitch. Twitch takes more of a percentage. They each take 30%. It's the same percentage. Well, I guess that's if you have the Twitch Partner Plus, but I believe I have that. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. But it's a similar percentage for me in my position. Not this is not, again, and I'm only speaking for my perspective, not like what should you do as a streamer. Yeah, I am a bit carried by Bezos. Let me see if I can find it. I'll pull it up. So let's just pull up like my best YouTube stream. And then I'll pull up my best Twitch stream. Thank you for the 10 gifted evil. I appreciate it. Because I can do the same activity Charlie did.
Ludwig Hyper's in the chat.
Now, technically, my best Twitch stream would be the subathon. I don't really feel like that's a fair example to bring up because I'm not planning another subathon. But I did have a very good stream that happened quite recently. You might have heard of it. It's called League Week. League Week performed really well. Let me see if I can find it. League Week performed incredibly well. We streamed for 4 days. And in day one, we had the largest earning because we made a lot off of Prime subs. In that time, just in that first week, what's the math here? Is there a way to check your breakdown of primes versus gifted versus raw tier 1? I'm so fucking boomer on this Twitch shit. Tim linked. Hold up. Pause champ. I see that, Tim, but I don't see the breakdown. Hover over the bars. I was looking for the number. So I'll just show it. Ready? Okay. First, I'm going to show you my biggest ever YouTube stream. Like my absolute biggest ever in terms of earnings. Now, unfortunately, this stream did not make any more money after ending because the VOD was over 12 hours. And when a VOD lasts more than 12 hours, it is no longer viewable. So it might have made more money, but I'll never really know. This stream, you might remember, is me and Squeaks playing Elden Ring. That is my second best VOD all time. And it made $22,000. That's 60 hours. We ran ads very consistently throughout the entirety of it. And it's a big chunk of money. And I'm not exactly sure. This includes memberships. Yeah. So this includes memberships. This includes super chats. This is everything all in. This is the second biggest YouTube stream. This is the biggest one. Is if I laugh, my chat wins $100. New jet lag. It made $29,000. For whatever reason, this video, based off the title and thumbnail, got 2 million views. I don't know how, but it was a 4-hour video that got 2 million views. No clue how. Q check streamer games? Yeah, I'll check streamer games right now, sure. Before we show the YouTube one.
All right, well, hey, how's it going, chat? Listen to this copyright.
Let me see. Streamer games made 10,000 for day 2 and 14,000 for day 1. What the fuck? The only thing I got was a headache. Good one. He doesn't miss. Squeaks. Scroll down. I wish I could. Oh, it does show me. So right now I have 13,000 subs. 2,500 on Twitch are people who give me $5 a month, personally out of their own pocket. 1,000 are gifted subs, which means, what is that? 9,500 of my subs right now are Twitch Primes. That alone is $30,000. And just in League Week, this is how much I made on Twitch. Considering the primes and the ads. So it's a lot more. And I don't think what Charlie is saying is wrong, because I'm not going to make another penny on Twitch from those streams. But I don't think it requires multi-streaming to unlock the additional revenue. It just requires good titling and thumbnailing and quick uploading onto the VOD channel. And my bet, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But my bet is that the increased viewership on Twitch, rather than having, you know, whatever, it will balance out. Obviously, today might be like a higher viewership day. But like maybe if I kept doing this for a month, I might have 10K on YouTube and 7K on Twitch. Like I could believe that. My bet is on myself that I become a bigger streamer, and I am the biggest streamer in every category I'm in on Twitch. That's my bet. I'm basically betting on myself that this increased viewership for whoever does follow me from YouTube over to Twitch will increase my numbership enough that I'll be 15 to 20K, 20 to 25K, whatever it is, and I'll do good enough marathons or have good enough stream ideas that they will be increasing my viewership, not keeping it the same on Twitch. Because I don't see a path forward to increase my viewership on YouTube. I don't see it. But I believe in a path forward to increase my viewership on Twitch. And I think if I believe in myself in this path forward for Twitch, multi-streaming will cap some of my success for that growth on Twitch. Queso doesn't get to be where Queso is right now, I think, and maybe I'm wrong about this, if he has, 20K on each platform. I think him having 40K, 50K viewers makes more people watch him. Twitch is a platform where the rich get richer. If you're at the top of the category, more people watch. And so maybe I'm crazy as a guy who's about to turn 30 fucking years old. Like, this is where I can be wrong. I'm 100% down to admit if I do become wrong or if I'm proven wrong or whatever in 2 years. But my bet is as a 30 fucking year old man next year, I will grow as a streamer. If my goal was to maximize the amount of money with the viewers that I have right now, I would stream on both. I would stream on both. I would try to get memberships on both and subs on YouTube, Twitch, memberships on YouTube, run ads on both. Like, that's what I would do if I was trying to maximize the amount of money I was trying to make. What I'm trying to do is still grow as a streamer, which maybe is fucking delusional because I've been doing it for 6 years now. But this is the argument that I have outlaid for why I think Twitch is the more viable path to grow. Because I don't think League Week would have done nearly as well on YouTube. And it's not because I'm lazy and I don't want to reset the VOD after 12 hours. It's because the streams functionally perform worse when you have to constantly reset them. They just functionally perform worse. And the VODs also perform worse because you have now created viewer confusion where they have to watch over 9 separate videos. And I promise you, 9 separate videos are not going to go crazy in the algorithm, especially if they're titled first 12 hours, second 12. Like, I don't even know how you would title that. So that's why my goal is to stream on Twitch and see how it works. I'm not closing a door. I'm not saying I will never stream on YouTube again. And I know a lot of people will be disappointed who watched and supported me on YouTube. Like someone who just called me a dumbass. But I think this has the best chance of making me a bigger streamer this exact day, December 14th, 2025. And I failed once, right? Not to like fucking burden you with the shit that burdens me, but like I failed once. I was not big enough for Offbrand Productions. I wasn't. I factually was not a big enough streamer. And because of that, that company failed. Okay? And I will not spend one day for the rest of my life like not feeling guilt about that. Okay? Because that was my dream. That was my idea of a company, and that is my failure. No matter who, might have fucked over some finance aspects of it, that's my fault because it's my company. And I don't want to do that again. Yeah. So I'm not doing it because it's like, fuck YouTube chatters. I like Twitch. It's not it. And I promise, I understand, I might be delusional. I might be. But I think I can do it. And if I have like a little bit of confidence, like I have to go on that. And to everyone, because I know people on both platforms tuned in. So everyone who watched League Week, like that gave me some confidence too. And obviously not every stream is going to be League Week, obviously. But like that shit was dope. Like that was sick. That was sick. And I want to do that again. I want to do more of that. And I don't mean play League at a fucking silver level. I mean the broader stream idea. Thank you for the gifted. Don't gift because I'm getting emotional. don't. I know I'm getting emotional, but I'm just emotional. You don't have to. But I appreciate it. It's very nice. Now, for the YouTube folks, we have a few options. I removed memberships for the $6 tier because I find it ridiculous for someone to be paying $6 and they're not receiving that value. I also refunded the past month, which is the only option I was able to do. My plan right now is to stream on Twitch, upload the VODs on the VOD channel, still stream on YouTube and Twitch when I do events, which I will do. And I was personally also thinking member only streams at least once a month. But that also might be dumb. And maybe I should just remove the ability to become a member altogether. But my idea is the memberships are relatively cheap. And I still want, honestly, I really liked member streams. Not as a way to farm members, but just as a way to play video games with a chill group where I didn't feel like I was getting stream sniped. Dan Clancy, interesting analysis. Needed to give him my Twitch Prime. How about an 80-20 split? No, I'm playing. Imagine. Unless? Nah, I'm playing. But no, I really like member-only streams. I don't think I would do like sub-only streams. The vibe seems a lot different. I don't want to sign up for a weekly cadence and then fail to hit it. But like sometimes I do just want to go live and play League. So I feel like it's not a bad idea. Anything but League, bro. Okay. By the way, this is a fucking distraction from the conversation at hand. Can we just take a look at how fucking well I've been playing today? Ace, MVP, ace. Like, I really do that shit. Like, I'm really the best player on the fucking team every time. Sorry, just had to get that. I'm not getting a lot of respect, but I'm the best player on the damn team. And you're still losing, you're going to lose your games even if you play really well, okay? I'm the best person on my squad. We're getting distracted. We are getting distracted.
VOD channels feel less credible and fan or community made.
The viewer behavior has nothing to do with that, though. People watch videos if the video is compelling. For the most part, it is irrelevant what channel it is coming from, because on the homepage, for the most part, you don't even have that much information on the credibility of the channel. Case in point, I have several clips from League Week that have hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. I have uploaded none of them. These are all from different people who clipped me with Poe Belter, or me yelling at Connor, or us with the therapist. Like hundreds of thousands of views. I didn't upload any of them. They're doing great. They're all they're literally fan channels. There's this channel called Dubbin that's been going fucking crazy. I don't own this channel.
Biden, show your VOD channel revenue to see if they make the same amount as a stream that becomes a VOD.
So my theory right now is that my VOD channel is performing worse because it is repeating the same VOD that is already available on YouTube with a slightly different title and thumbnail. And the reason I did that is because my community asked for it when I first switched over to YouTube, because of confusion on how to watch VODs. Because if you guys remember, when YouTube streaming was first kind of popping off, people were like, how the fuck do I find a live stream? This is before they had the tabs. There was no tab. So people would unlist it and you'd make a playlist. If you kept it live, it would like fill up your feed. So you had to do it. It used to be really tough, right? So the VOD channel's revenue is worse now, right, than it was before I switched to YouTube. Even though I'm twice as big as a creator. But for reference, over the past year, I'll share this. The VOD channel made $160,000. And I guess if we were to look, I don't know when you would look. I guess you would look 2020 to 2021. Oh, I didn't really start the VOD channel back then. So it looks like, I don't think we have enough data to know. What we have to do is look at the VOD channel's earning a year from now. Oh, look, a lot of you guys are like, Ludwig has no logic. Ludwig is dumb. Ludwig's being stubborn about this.
What? Twitch Turbo average versus YouTube Premium average? I have both, interested to know what's better for you.
Twitch Turbo versus YouTube Premium. I think Twitch Turbo and YouTube Premium have similar like benefits to the streamer, where you make a like percentage of the sale of the Turbo or the Premium for every viewer that has that subscription, which ends up being slightly higher than how much you would make off an individual user if they were to watch an ad. YouTube Premiums could be slightly bigger. I'm not exactly sure on the specifics, but it's quite marginal. It's not something that's like outsized. It doesn't end up being like, oh my God, my YouTube premium money is insane. So never change your behavior for what is best for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what's best for me. I want you to act as a user for what is best for you. And that can hurt me. Like, a lot of people on YouTube are like, okay, well, fuck, this sucks. Fucking kill me. Supported this guy 3 fucking years, and he switches to that fucking terrorist website, those purple fucking snakes. You know, like, some of you guys probably feel this way. And you're like, he thinks I'm going to switch? Nah, I'm going to fucking unsubscribe and never watch this guy again. And like, what I would genuinely ask is to do that. Right? Do that. And I'm not saying that like vindictively, like, well, fuck you and kick your ass on the way out. Like you making the best decision as a user is what you should do in every circumstance. And you should act like as a rational user. And if you never use the Twitch app, then you should continue to never use the Twitch app. Right? Because then I have the most reliable data in 3 months and 6 months and in 1 year. And I can literally look and I can be like, okay, having streamed on YouTube, I made this much in 2024. Having streamed on Twitch, I made this much for the first 6 months of 2025 or whatever. And then I can make a more informed decision at that point. You know, like I have an idea of how this will work, but I also will admit sometimes my ideas are wrong. And the only way to like make a correct decision would be look at the information that I have in that 6 month time window and like align it with my expectations. Is it right on par, higher, lower? That's the idea. Stop talking about how much money you make. First off, I agree with you. I find it cringe, but I feel like it's also the only transparent way to explain why I'm doing this without it seeming like it's just because ew, yucky YouTube, which is not how I feel. But I promise you, like, I have enough money, and I promise you, like, everything in my whole soul and heart, like, my grind for making money is to make sure that the people who work for me will have a place to work for a long time. Like, that is why I'm doing this. And this meaning broader streaming. I said I wanted to retire in 5 years. You guys might have noticed we've passed that mark. And frankly, I don't know if the bakery will ever come. The bakery might just be a dream. Because I have a responsibility and I want to make sure like I achieve it.
What happened to retiring in your bakery?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I answered that question before I heard it. The bakery's the dream, right? But maybe the bakery's the friends we made along the way. No, okay. The bakery is like this dream I have in my head. And I talked to Dr. K about this a while back. But like right now I have responsibility. And like I'm up to take on the task of this responsibility. And maybe one day I'll wake up and I won't be. Maybe one day I'll wake up and I'll be like, man, I really don't like this responsibility. And I'll leave. And I'll go do the bakery. Maybe. But every day I wake up, I'm okay with it. And I also enjoy the work that I do. So I'm not going to stop doing it. I have this dream. And maybe I'll die with it being a dream. That might be possible. But it doesn't mean I'll let go of the dream. It'll just stay a dream for now. Oh, God.
Is it worth it for smaller creators to multi-stream or even do a VOD's channel? Would you multi-stream on your main channel or would that mess with your algorithm?
No, never do something because you're afraid of messing with the algorithm. I feel like that's bad logic. And I feel like people treat the algorithm like some voodoo witch doll. I would say it is worth multi-streaming because you don't know where you're going to succeed on. And you're just adding an avenue where you could succeed. And then if you're even like a smaller or like not smaller, if you're like a medium-sized creator. So if you're a small creator, it's worth streaming on both to see where you're going to succeed. If you're a medium-sized creator, it can be worth streaming on both to capitalize on more revenue to be able to stream full-time or something. Or just make more money as a creator, which is not a very sustainable job. I really only think the circumstance where it doesn't make as much sense to multi-stream is if you are one of the biggest 30, 50 streamers in the world. I think that's like it. So, but it's cooked. It is cooked. You heard him, folks. It's about being on a platform, finding new ideas to grow to be the biggest. May I present TikTok time? I know what you're thinking. This isn't new. What you don't know is that I has an accent. Okay. He's truly Scamwig if he wants people to pay him on both Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, my goal is not to scam. And I can also cancel the $1 membership and then reopen the $1 membership with these new expectations because you're calling it a scam based off of maybe the old expectations. But I don't think it's a scam for a YouTuber to have memberships. And I'm also making the YouTuber membership quite inexpensive. But I think there are people who watch me on YouTube who would become there's like probably 5,000 people who'd be a member on YouTube if all they got was the fucking membership badge. They'd give me $1 just to keep the badge up and running. If I made the description, fuck you, eat shit and die, they would keep the membership going because they like the badge. That is just factually true. So there's a desire for people to give me $1. I don't think I should get rid of that, that avenue to give me $1. There's no benefit to it. Now, to be clear, I think more people are members right now than should be. Which is why I'm trying to reset expectations and then also add some value so that it makes it more worthwhile. But what you should do is just remove your membership. It is not a scam. It's just a change in expectations. I can do it by canceling it and then opening it up again, but I don't know if you lose your membership badge. And I think that would lose a lot of value for people. So I can like cancel it, you know what I mean? Like end the $1 and then add a new $1. But I think it restarts it all. And I don't think people would be happy with that solution. You aren't providing any benefit. Right now, I'm signing myself up to one member only stream a month. In addition to like emotes in the membership badge.
I am sorry about the whole off-brand fraud situation, Frown, but on the side, I have to ask. You promised you were going to react to PvP Civilization on last Wednesday and it still hasn't happened. When should we expect it to come? I love your reactions.
I have a couple stream ideas. I think the next stream I'll do is unban forms on Twitch for the first time in 3 years. I want to play YouTuber games. There's a list of 18 or so YouTuber games. I want to try them all out. I want to do a Q&A, but I must answer honestly. But you know what? I also want to do a React. Maybe we do a fucking welcome back React stream after. Maybe I do an unban form into a React stream and we do PvP Civilization and jet lag. Maybe throw in a fucking TikTok time and I pretend I'm 23 years old again.
I enjoyed League Week. Do you need a new keyboard post Chipmunk incident?
I do, but I had the original creator reach out, so I gotta follow up. Okay, let's go through some of the concerns that are on the Reddit before I wrap up because I'm getting a bit hungry and I haven't eaten yet, and it's 8:30. I get recommended Ludwig VODs, but rarely Ludwig VODs. Okay, I get what you're saying. Wouldn't Charlie's video benefit the argument that VOD channels don't perform as well as main channels? My argument is that this Ludwig VODs channel is performing worse because it's a re-upload of a pre-existing VOD. And this VOD is obviously going to perform better because it's the initial copy of it. And this channel will start to do better. And my case study as a proof of
Ludwig,
this
are you going
is
to
Connor's
discuss
VOD channel.
about being in the new Yesa video?
There's no reasoning with him. He has decided what he wants to do, and no amount of logical arguments will change that. I feel like I get misinterpreted to be like an incredibly emotional arguer, but I have made quite a logical argument. I'm saying C-Dog runs a VOD channel that is incredibly successful and makes more ad money than his Twitch channel. And we are very similar creators in our audience and also style of content. And I'm a larger streamer, at least the streamer side, than Connor, like in terms of viewership. So my expectation is that my VOD channel, if I am on Twitch, will perform better than it has been. Maybe not on par with Connor, because I think Connor actually performs quite well on YouTube in ways that I don't. But I think it'll perform quite well. So that is a logical argument, not an emotional argument. I think that amount of money will be similar to what I would make from just the VODs. More stream recaps on YouTube. Since it's going to be mainly streaming on Twitch, would it be possible to upload more stream recaps onto YouTube? I'm team YouTube. I think I would make Ludwig a much more active channel. I think my goal for Ludwig would be uploading at a much higher frequency. Similar to Big A. Yeah, Big A is a good channel example that uploads really frequently, and it's like maybe this fun, juicy 20-minute part of the stream that's not good enough for an actual video, but is worth ending up somewhere so it exists more permanently. We're so back. Damn. Kind of sucks that he's streaming. Kind of sucks where streaming is at right now. Not necessarily Ludwig's fault, but still sucks that viewers are forced to pick and choose one auction platform over another just because that's where the money is at the time being. I've been a YouTube sub for over 2 years and I love having the member only perks. I don't really see a point being a member via YouTube anymore where things are headed. At the end of the day, it's always going to be money over everything. I guess what matters most is if Ludwig can make content that is fulfilling for both himself and viewers. That's he's got to do what he's got to do. But it sucks having to go back to Twitch, which is IMO worst viewing experience. I think that's fair. And it's not money over everything, but it is like money does not impact, I think, the quality of the content. It impacts where you view the content. Like the content's not changing. This is not selling out the content to go to Riyadh and be like, guys, my new thing is telling you to visit me. Please visit me in Riyadh. The content's going to be the same. Like I'm still going to try to be doing the same stuff I would be doing on YouTube. It's just maybe the avenue and how I do it will earn me more money, which will put my companies in a better financial spot.
How does the new t-shirt fit? Is it oversized at all?
No, I would say fits to size. Can someone explain why he keeps saying Twitch chat is better? Like I'm on Twitch, there's fundamentally zero difference in chat. Twitch chat is more active. More people participate in Twitch chat per viewer like than a YouTube chat. This is just factually true. And I think when people talk about culture, they also talk about some like more like hard to like quantify stuff, but like they're like our minor differences, right? This is like a silly example, but like the purple is Twitch, and you can see like how they have reacted to me playing that, and the red is YouTube, and you can see the reaction is what the fuck question mark. And it's because like there's a culture on Twitch that's been created and will, before me and will live long after me on how you react to what is happening on the screen. That doesn't exist on YouTube. YouTube, you see some shit, you're like, Lamau, like you're in the group chat almost, right? YouTube's like you're in the fucking group chat. Twitch chat is like you have been like on a 4chan thread for fucking 12 years or some shit and then come out. Now, many people will see how the Twitch people react and think that is cringe, which you're fucking right. Twitch chatters are fucking cringe. But it is easier as a streamer to like anticipate how they react and bounce off of it. And I think that's why people leave with the argument that Twitch has more of a culture than YouTube, because the way they react meets the expectations of the streamers more. If Charlie's video doesn't apply to Ludwig, it barely applies to anyone else. The idea that Charlie is big, meaning his revenue shares make more sense, and that not translating to Ludwig, who isn't even that much smaller, doesn't equate. If that video doesn't apply to Ludwig, then it means nothing to small streamers like he was talking to you. Well, yeah, I don't think it necessarily applies. I think the fact that you need to re-upload, at the very least, your Twitch streams onto YouTube does apply. And that you lose all ad revenue after a stream's over on Twitch, but you don't lose it on YouTube is true. I think that's a fact. I don't think that's arguable. What's the name of outro music? It's called Happy Sad Episode by Jonathan Figoli.
Let's do A/B testing. Play League one day in multi-stream setup. Keep the VOD on the main channel on YouTube. Play League the next day only on Twitch and then upload the VOD on the VOD channel. We can chat in a month or two and see what the numbers are.
I think having one stream wouldn't really be an effective A/B test. I think we are A/B testing, but it needs to be over a period of 6 months. If our sample size is one VOD, we can't leave the experiment going, aha, we have proven it true. Even if we're isolating variables like what I am doing on stream, how the league games go will even impact this. What the title is, what the thumbnail is. And you can't make them the same because that will also impact it. The second VOD will do worse because it's the same title and thumbnail. People will think they've already clicked it. So I think we are A/B testing, and I promise you, I will be looking at the results daily. I'll be looking at them daily, and I'll probably share the information I've gathered after a 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. But you can't do one stream and then be like, I know now. Analyzed. It just doesn't work like that. 3 million loss. I just want to sum up what Lud said in a recent stream. None of this is official statements. It's just shared perspective. The tax stuff is likely having to do with quarterly taxes, which some companies are required paid. And not paying quarterly comes with 0.5% fine. He claims 3 million lost in mismanagement and tax evasion from his company. Okay, whoa. It's not tax evasion. I would not. This is an incredible misquote. I did not claim that Offbrand has done any tax evasion. We have not done any tax evasion at all. At Mogul Moves, we missed 1 or 2 tax payments, which is not the same as tax evasion. That can be classified as tax avoidance, which comes with a set penalty, which we paid, and we are now caught up on our taxes. Evasion is a very serious claim. That is a much different thing. That is intentionally avoiding the taxes that you're required to pay, either by like misrepresenting how much money you've made or lost, etc. Fraud. He said the management was using his sponsorship funds to float the company. I wouldn't say the management. I would say one person. While reporting it as profit on the books, I wouldn't necessarily say profit, but it would misrepresent the state of the company, combined with not paying enough taxes. That is a separate Mogul Moves issue, but yes. Aiden stepped in as COO. I believe it might be CCO, but yeah. I'm actually not sure how to think about it. No, it's COO. I think you're right. It is quickly uncovered that they determined that it actually took a month, but yeah, it was uncovered. That determined continuing Offbrand Studios would lead both companies to running out of money by March. That is true. He did not name anyone responsible, but assured it was not Aiden. That is all true. I think there's an implication on who this is, but I'm spending my efforts not making that my focus and making Offbrand games successful my focus. I discovered Ludwig this year. This year, and something strange happened. I had no idea who he was until I stumbled across one of his videos by chance. It took an entire week to realize he was streaming on YouTube. I bet if he were on Twitch, I would have known about him earlier. Okay, in the same way that the anecdotes, I'm not taking anecdotes as information. I appreciate your insight, but I wouldn't I won't leave with that as an information piece. In the same way I don't leave with it for the people who are more pro YouTube. 3 million, fuck man, Ludwig scammed again. And I still would rather be scammed 100 times and trust the 101, because at the end of the day, the only thing that keeps us human is our indomitable human spirit and our love of each other. I'm at work and listen to the stream, but chat saying he owes 3 mil, biggest scam yet. So I don't owe 3 mil. I am owed 3 mil. I have not been paid out for any sponsors I've done over the past 2 years. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's fucking insane. Yeah. Yeah, no, wait, I'm saying it chill, but it is crazy. I know I said it chill like it. No, you're right. It is fucking insane, for sure. For sure, we're on the same page. 100%.
Hey Lud, I remember you mentioned the possibility of you multi-streaming for parasocial members only if or when you leave for Twitch.
Yeah.
Is that still a possibility?
It wasn't for parasocial members. I think it was for Lud Buds. It's a possibility. Here's the thing. There's probably a way. So I have my Twitch viewership, whatever it is right now. And then I have my YouTube viewership. And I don't know the numbers, but there's going to be a portion of people who watch on YouTube who are willing to switch over to Twitch. These are most likely people who don't even chat. These are probably lurkers who don't give a fuck where I'm at. They're just happy to have me on their second monitor and then move on with their day. I don't know how big this portion is. If I had to guess, I would say 40%. But that would be my guess. If I was only available on Twitch, I would guess a few thousand people would come over. Then there are a few thousand people who are only willing to watch me if I am live on YouTube. I've toyed with ideas of how to appease just that group of people. But I think a lot of the solutions that appease that group might also stop some people from switching over. So if in my random guess here, 60% of people would say, but 40% would switch over, and I make a solution for that 60%, I don't think that 40% switches over, which stops my plan, which is to be a bigger streamer 1 year from today. Because now I have a few thousand people less in my viewership number, which means I'm not as high in the category, which means my streams aren't snowballing as much, because I've basically capped myself a bit by creating a solution for these people over here. This is such a stupid plan. Here, look, all you have to do is fucking pray on my downfall then. I don't mind. Pray on my downfall, stop watching me, and if in a year from now I'm wrong, as a fact, I'm going to switch back or multi-stream instantly. Just as a fact. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's not like I'm going to be indignantly streaming on Twitch to less viewers than I had on YouTube, being like, no, guys, I swear they're coming. They're around, the viewers are around the corner. They're just busy right now because freaking Kai's live. I'm not going to do that. I'll be like, yep, I was wrong. Fucking sorry, you were right. And I'll change in the same way I'm changing now. Pray on my downfall. I don't mind. I really don't. And I want your viewer behavior to hurt me. If you really, truly hate Twitch so much that you wouldn't follow me to Twitch, don't follow me. My bet is that, the 2024, I averaged 15,000 viewers on YouTube. My bet is I will average 20,000 on Twitch in 2025. That's my bet. And if I do, I think I made the right call. Obviously, there's some other factors, but... And if I don't, then I switch.
My BF is a League addict and he would never watch your content with me until you started playing League. Thanks for the 100 hours of him hanging with me instead of grinding top.
My top's pretty good. If you saw
Is
my
all
mouth
this
fight.
just to justify the Twitch tattoo?
No, this is not. I'm not switching because I have a Twitch tattoo and I'm scared that it's not justified. I have a tattoo of a weird distorted cereal bowl that I got when I hit 1,000 subscribers. There is no justifying having Slime's name written on my thigh. By the way, that tattoo is also doing horribly. It's aging like a goddamn like chain smoker at a motorcycle bar. It looks bad already. I'm not going to show
Did
you.
you
It's on my
see
deep
Charlie's
thigh.
video on multi-streaming today?
Wait, Charlie,
I
is a
wish
video?
you the
Yeah.
best if you stay at Twitch, but doing both honestly isn't bad.
I
and keeps people
promise
like me.
I made a very big react to it. So we went in depth on it. We did go in depth on it. I'm prepared to be downvoted into oblivion, but I'm pretty bummed. Twitch is so unbearable and unusable unless you have a sub. A sub is not possible for me because I don't have Amazon Prime. I feel like myself and other people in the same position, and I'm being tossed aside and told we don't matter. It sucks, and that I will be at the mercy of whatever gets uploaded to YouTube instead of being able to watch chat live. Well, I'm still uploading all my VODs onto YouTube, just to be clear. So it's not like that is the only thing that is available. Everything I stream on Twitch will be watchable on YouTube. And I also plan to upload more on Ludwig, so there are more bite-sized clips and moments to see. 10 days later. The process is slower. Uploading my VODs, it takes about, I would say like a week. That's because I stream on YouTube right now. It used to be much faster on Twitch, but downloading VODs on YouTube is harder because there are less tools to do so. BS. This it's like you think I'm trying to feed you veal for the first time and you're a child and I'm lying to you and I'm telling you it's beef. Brother, I'm telling you this because that's what the VOD editor told me. Okay? And it could be inexperience that they initially had, that they were masking or something. I don't know. This is what they told me. I think the actual reality is that there are a lot of tools that are built for Twitch streamers specifically by community members that exist for Twitch exclusively, that don't exist for YouTube because less people stream on YouTube. I think that's what's actually happening here. These are not tools made by Twitch. These are not tools made by Google. These are people who just care, who have ability,
you ever gonna
helping
pop
people
out
out.
in Vancouver?
Wait, what about Vancouver? Am I ever going to go to Vancouver? I've been to Vancouver. I'll probably go again if Linus invites me.
The VOD channel could go crazy for all the people who sleep while watching YouTube. Example, I fall asleep watching German and end up on a moist critical VOD. Also, give us more single-player story gaming.
Here's the thing. I want to do marathon streams, and we have more of an opportunity to do them. And one I have to do is Hollow Knight. I don't like Twitch experience, but good Lord, this is dramatic. The UI and ads aren't ideal, but it is a low barrier that you're acting like is impossible to surmount. I promise you're going to be okay. If that's too big of an obstacle, you can't be this devastated to stop watching over a platform change. The only thing I would disagree with is the last part. I think you can be devastated enough to not watch for a platform change. But I think like the solution is not posting the subreddit like that won't like I don't it's fine. You can fucking post on the subreddit. But like that is not what will result in change. I think what will result in change is like a broad
It feels pretty awful to be cut off after being a regular viewer for years. I hope it pays off for you, but it feels like starting with a few months of multi-streaming would have been a much better experiment.
I think like starting off with a certain system, knowing that I'm going to change it would be bad, because then that would become viewer behavior and they would expect that. So if I did like 3 months of multi-streaming and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to switch over, I think that'd be worse than if I were to just like be upfront and transparent about the reasons and still have the opportunity to dial it back if I was wrong. But like, I get it, man. Like I understand that some people feel like, you know, they started watching on YouTube or maybe switched to watching on YouTube or prefer to watch on YouTube. And like, I get that. And I know it seems like I don't care about you each individually, but I don't, because I can't. That's the whole thing, dude. I've been saying this for 5 years. I can't. I can only make what I think is the best decision for myself and try to make what I think is the best content for the people watching and try to make the most revenue for the companies that I run. That is all I have control over. And it doesn't mean at all, by the way, that I don't like appreciate like the people who've been watching on YouTube. And I don't regret having streamed on YouTube at all. What? And if YouTube...
Ludwig, I have found a simple solution for all the energy people. Bro versus bro with force in. You can't go wrong with that, and the hype will drown out all the haters. E-money 7.
If YouTube improved their platform to the degree that I needed to in the 3 years that I was there, then this wouldn't even be something I would consider. But there are just too many issues that never got resolved. And I find it too difficult to just stream on YouTube. Like, let's reframe it like this. Just streaming on YouTube isn't even in the conversation. You know, and I know the player is good, but you have to ask yourself why. It's fucking hard to stream on YouTube. And this is not just a me thing. You go to any streamer, and almost every single one is either multi-streaming or just streaming on Twitch. There are very few people. We're talking in like, I can think of maybe 5 off the top who just stream on YouTube. Steak, Noah J, Valkyrie, Speed. We're talking, we can count on our fingers.
I'll be honest, chat feels like talking into a void. I don't think I've ever had a chatter-to-chatter interaction in your chat.
YouTube chat is a lot slower. There's a lot more lurkers. And I think there's also a lot more people who are less, like, familiar with live streaming as a whole.
Watching League Week on Twitch versus streams on YouTube over the past few years, Twitch just seems to invest much further in the experience of both streamers and viewers via features.
Well, yeah, because if they don't, they die. The reason they do that is because that is their only business. The reason YouTube doesn't do that is because that is their like smallest business. Literally. All right. It is videos. It is shorts. It is okay, live streaming. I mean, YouTube is really lucky that iShowSpeed randomly decided to start streaming on YouTube, and that the entire countries of Japan and Indonesia have as well. Why is the app on Twitch so shit? I have no fucking clue. It's embarrassing. They should fix it. It's because they have some obsession with switching the way that it operates to a scroll feature. I don't know. Dan Clancy, I don't know if you're still here. Why is it shit? I think it's because they think they're going to eventually be like fucking TikTok. And you're going to swipe through different streams and get recommended random streams.
He is in denial. He is having a midlife crisis and YouTube makes him feel old. He is trying to stay young on Twitch. Boomer.
I'm going to get called old on Twitch still. I'm gonna something. You're acting like I'm putting my fucking hat sideways and I'm popping in like, "What's up, fellow kidsing?" I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. Stop.
Are we getting our end of year wheel spinning of all the promises you missed this year, like beating Mice Keefe's game? Love those streams in years past.
Yeah, we should do a promise stream. We will do a promise stream this year. Okay. If I hit Ms. Kiff's game, that will be some timing. But we'll do a promise wheel. What? Bald head will be on there.
I started streaming YouTube a year ago from doing videos.
Okay.
Find a huge discrepancy in how streams are pushed on YouTube via algorithm, etc. Compared to videos, supports on streams are very lackluster. Might try Twitch 200k-ish channel.
Yeah, I think being good at streams is totally different from being good at videos. They don't really go hand in hand. It's kind of like being good at shorts doesn't make you good at videos. Being good at videos doesn't make you good at streams on YouTube. Like, they're all separate. They're all kind of separate games under the same umbrella. Do you think you will lose YouTube subs because of this? Probably some, yeah. But like not a, I don't think like a tangible amount over the course of a month. I think it'd be some emotional unsubscriptions. What? That.
You know what, man? This is going to sound parasocial. You've given us a ton of banger content over the years.
Okay.
As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Well, I appreciate that. Oh, hold up. I'm getting a call from E-Rob.
Yo.
Yo.
Sorry, I'm streaming, by the way.
Yeah, me too. What's up?
So I saw a clip, and I know you're struggling with some stuff happened, but a couple of months ago, you said you'd give me $100 for sponsoring my soapbox car.
Sorry. What? You're calling for money?
Well, you said a couple months ago I would paint your Rivals of Aether game on my soapbox car. You said to give me
you saw
$75
that I was down
for it.
$3 million fucking dollars, and you're calling for money?
Listen, bro.
Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe.
I need my $75, bro. Unironically, the funniest thing you've ever done? No way, bro.
I'm gonna give him 100 bits and spit on him.
If you're gonna focus on VOD uploads, what are your thoughts on fan channels / uploads, since that would be competing with your own uploads? Pirate Software has been actively working on removing all fan channels, but he has his own reasons he is doing so. This is all you get, Pepe Spit.
Brother, can someone... Okay, focus on WoW for a second, everybody. Where's this guy? Does he not spawn?
I don't think... For me personally, I would ever remove fan channels. What I've done in the past is if I think a fan channel is really good at what they do, I just hire the person. And then I just give them a percentage of what it would make, and it probably will do better in viewership because it'll be uploaded on an official channel. I've done that for almost every single, like, big fan channel. And in general, if those channels are really popping off, Usually it's because they're doing something better than the official channel. Either they're uploading faster, they're uploading more frequently, or they're editing better. They're better at something because they have no advantage. They have literally no advantage outside of their ability to like hustle and grind harder. Chat, this has been hopefully a what's it called? Hopefully this has been informative as a stream. Hopefully you leave this understanding my perspective, even if you don't agree with it. And hopefully you leave understanding a bit more about the Offbrand situation. But we will see. Nothing that happens today or over the next couple months is permanent. I am pliable. If a new platform comes up called Dink Donk and everybody switches over to Dink Donk, maybe I'll stream on fucking Dink Donk. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Lud, I hope you will be success and make the best content you can make.
I appreciate that. And that's all that I hope to do. Right?
We'll watch wherever. Tie for the streams. How do I transfer my 2.5-year subs onto Twitch?
Unfortunately, no way to transfer. But if you do happen to switch over, I appreciate it. If you don't, I still appreciate however long you had decided to watch. If you only decide to watch me for my YouTube videos from now on, I appreciate it. If you decide to never watch me, and when my name comes up, you think of it similar to a German dictator, I still appreciate the time that you spent watching. YouTube has been a good home for 3 years. And who knows? I might be wrong and go back to multi-streaming. But I hope you understand the logic of why I'm taking this bet. And we'll see where it ends up. That's all we can do. I'm still uploading YouTube videos. I'm still uploading shorts. I'll make sure the VOD channel is uploading quicker. And I'll also make sure that Ludwig posts more frequently. And we'll even throw in some member-only streams. Really just to appease my league addiction. But I appreciate you guys. Like, nerdy platform structure, revenue generation shit aside, all that matters is that I make shit that you guys like, and hopefully I keep doing that. If I ever don't stop watching. But I hope I keep doing it. All right, chat. I'm out. Appreciate you guys. See you later. Peace. There's actually one thing I did want to talk about that so there's one stream I really want to do on YouTube. My final YouTube stream is going to be